get through, share this on
on the social mids.
social. We're actually live right now. Like I mean,
Okay.
so welcome everyone. Welcome anyone. Welcome everyone. All right, they're looking good. We're here. We did it.
We finally did it.
We did it.
All right, and that's it for the talk.
That's it. Yeah. Welcome and goodbye. All right. I just hopefully. Wow. Okay, Bree. Hey, Bree. How do we sound? Am I too loud? The duel too loud. I'm worried about duel being too quiet.
I love how that's like. I love how my little icon is so tiny.
Yeah.
That's great.
Dude, people can see my room. Sounds fine. Ah, fantastic. Fantastic. I EQ'd correctly. I'm so proud. I had to Google how to EQ right.
What is that?
Equalizing.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's
Oh, completely off topic. Did you tell her about potentially playing D&D?
no, she doesn't know. We'll get
Oh,
into this. We'll get into
okay.
this because she went to sleep last night. We were talking at like 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, I
and I
forgot.
was so
We
sleep
slept
deprived.
at like 3 a.m.
I was miserable last night. I was way too tired playing. Yeah.
That's why we were memeing so much.
I would like literally stop trying. I was like, I can't. I
The
can't.
caps. What?
I know, right? She's super excited about this potential deal.
Yeah, I can. I hyped him up.
Yeah. All right. Let's get this ball rolling. All right. So,
Yeah.
all right. Welcome everyone to the very first episode, the Pancast. I am Panfro Games, and here is my co-host for today's episode, and maybe future episode.
Never coming back again.
Never coming back. We got Abdul Fawaz at. How do I actually say it? Is it Fawaz? Like with
No,
this?
it's just Fawaz, but
Okay.
like Fawaz was like a play on my like user
Yeah. There. Okay.
on,
I was
on
just
my on
like,
my last name. Yeah.
okay. So you can follow him there. He's an animator in the game industry. So he's a pretty special guest. So
Not 100% of the game industry just yet.
you know
Slowly. Yeah.
you got this.
Gotta get that
Right.
studio gig.
Even. All right, so since this is our first time, it's sort of a garbage truck on fire type of mentality here. We got a plan, and we're just gonna go through it. And what we're gonna start off today is what are we playing? What have we played in this past week? And Abdul, I'll let you start first. So, what you been playing?
So I played Final Fantasy 7, and
Oh,
then I played some more Final Fantasy 7, and that basically took over like all my game time for anything else because it's just like well, aside from playing like multiplayer games with you and like a couple other friends of mine, um, it was like Final Fantasy 90% of the time, maybe Valorant and some other game for like 10%. So like yeah, like as soon as I'm done with work, hop off, play Final Fantasy.
oh hell yeah, dude!
Yeah.
I mean,
But
addicting.
yeah, dude, it was an experience because it was just like, oh my god, I remember that thing. Oh, I remember that thing, and it's just like I don't want to stop playing, but it's like you have to because for work, which sucks. Oh well.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think I have over 60 hours logged into the game now, and I haven't started hard mode yet. I've gotten all the other trophies, so it's definitely a big part of my week too. So
Mm-hmm.
we can talk. We can dive into a little bit of Final Fantasy VII here, but we're gonna do full spoiler cast at the end on our thoughts on the game and our theory
Yeah,
crafting for the next installments of this series because it's incredibly interesting. So we'll look into that soon.
yeah.
But yeah, Final Fantasy VII remake, incredible game. I would honestly give this game. I'm not a reviewer in any sort of imagination. I literally would say it is one of my favorite games of the entire generation. I think it's. I think it may be in like some of my favorite games of all time. Honestly, it's really up there. I haven't been in love with the
Oh,
game
for sure.
like this in a long time. Uh, yeah, it's just I'm thinking about it right now. You know, like I want to
Yeah,
play it right now.
yeah, for sure. It's like one of the few games that like actually elicited some kind of emotional like response deal because it was just like I was like, oh, I actually love this game. Not like, oh yeah, I'm having fun. It's like, no, I actually like love it.
Oh, absolutely.
And yeah, it was nice getting that feeling back.
Oh yeah, and just we'll do the deep dive later, but just to say,
Yeah,
I
not to
I
get too far.
loved literally pretty much every moment of this game. Like at the end of the day, pretty much every moment. And the
Mm.
game, and I can really the gameplay and the music is just what gets to
Although
me
there are
every time.
the high points are so high that the lows aren't really like that bad in comparison.
Oh yeah.
But the lows like really did have an effect on me at some point because it was just like if I gave it a rating, right,
Mhm.
I would have gave it a 10, given it a 10 out of 10. But like uh, just those little parts, I'm just like I can't because
Mhm.
the whole thing with those loading gates. So like you know, hey, let's shimmy along this wall.
Oh.
Let's very slowly, you know,
Mhm.
uh, monkey bar over this pitfall, whatever it is, and it's just like okay, guys, you could have made those animations just a little bit faster.
Yeah. I know. I
But
completely agree. Uh, and I wouldn't even say some of it was loading gates. Literally, some of it's just padding. Like, or just, oh, hey, we want you to get to this chest, but we need you to spend an extra minute total just going through to get this chest. So
yeah,
yeah,
and it's like you go in and you open the chest, you're like, all right, it's gonna be worth it because they made me waste time trying to get it, and then it's like you got an ether out of your 100 ethers that you now have, and it's just like,
yeah,
damn it.
I know. I definitely agree. And item hoarding is such. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a problem. I do like how much the game gives you items, and of course in hard mode you don't end up even using items because you can't. So I guess it is good for the players who really aren't trying to play the game and they just want to spam items. I guess it's good in that part. I felt like most of the pickups were not worthwhile in that regard. Uh,
Mm.
I mean, yeah, there's some low points. I mean, definitely there needs to be a patch for the textures. Uh, for
Oh, for sure.
and I think it's a bug honestly because it doesn't make sense how you can look at models like Cloud. I think all the character models in this game are maybe some of the best in the entire generation. Like they look and feel so like realized, and there's so much character to their models too. You can see how the light reflects off their hair through their hair. It's just so much money. This isn't even a triple A game. This is a quadruple A game.
Quadruple.
Like it is like in reality, most game devs wish they had a budget like this game had because you can tell they really weren't like worried about the
Well,
budget at the end of the day for a lot of these.
they, I mean, they kind of had to be. They kind of have to like be like that towards Final Fantasy VII
Oh
because
yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like um, if you screw up real bad, you're really not going to recover well from it. I mean, take a look at what happened with 14. I don't know if like you ever paid attention to that,
I know the
but
story.
yeah, yeah, they almost went bankrupt. Like we wouldn't have Square Enix if Yoshi P didn't come in and save the day. Essentially,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because like they were like in a really bad spot financially after that whole catastrophe of
Yeah.
that was yeah, and so you have like Square Enix that like got hit really hard and they're probably going to be going at it with a more aggressive like hey okay we screwed up real bad and this is how much it hurt us we're really going to have to do this right.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I think like it was smart of them to make it so that the original scenario writer is the same scenario writer for remake. um,
Completely agree. I'm also
I'm, I'm
happy that Numara is on it too. At the end of the day, the stuff I learned about him, like the stuff that Max was talking about, because I finished the spoiler cast for Max's thing. Like
Uh-huh.
how Nomura was. I didn't know he was originally on Final Fantasy VII, and he's the reason why Aerith dies instead of I forgot the other two guys, scenario writer and the director. Forgot their name.
What? It wasn't Nomura.
No, Nomura was the one who said he got Aerith to die. The other two directors wanted the whole party to die, except for two members you would get to choose. Well, besides Cloud, obviously. Like you would pick two of the party members, and
Oh, right.
yeah. So
I was like, I'm pretty sure. Well, that that's kind of interesting though, because sorry, like if I interrupted, but um, they because I remember the story of Aerith's death was the original creator of Final Fantasy VII wanted to like relate it. Oh shit! Well, I guess super spoiler.
oh
Aerith dies.
yeah, dude, hell yeah.
uh, shit. But anyways, um, it was like one of those things uh, where what do you call it? They wanted Aerith to die
Mhm,
because they were essentially doing it. They were linking it to like how they uh, felt when their mom died,
mhm.
and they wanted players to get that same feeling of like, yeah, that person's gone. You're never gonna get them back. And it was just like, so I'm actually surprised to hear that they wanted even more characters to die.
Yeah, yeah, because that was
um,
the original intention. There is an interview where this was said, probably like within the past 5 years. I remember this was what Max was talking about. I don't have the
mhm.
actual thing, but I trust him because he's such a FF7
Like Die Hard,
diehard. He's like
fan.
probably the most diehard fan of FF.
Well, yeah, he was like getting contacted by like a bunch of people to like jump into their podcasts once he finished it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
We should get him in ours. Let's go. Him
yeah.
and
Let's
Nick.
get Maximilian. Honestly, if I got
Uh,
Max in here, it'd be over.
that'd be
It'll be
hilarious.
over.
Oh my god.
but yeah.
Um,
Well, so yeah, we both love FF7. Incredible game. But we'll dive more into a super deep dive towards the end of this
yeah,
podcast.
into more story stuff later.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Uh,
like overall base game, love the combat, love the overall like love the character design. Uh, Character interactions were great, but we'll get deep into that later. Um, yeah, just overall like solid game. I honestly would be shocked if it wasn't at least uh nominated for game of the year.
it's
I don't think it'll win because I'm pretty sure like how they choose the winner usually is like, although Sekiro did surprise me for
yeah,
last year, so I guess I can't expect it.
yeah.
But yeah, if it doesn't at least get a nomination, I'm gonna be really shocked.
He'll get a nomination. Here's my also the thing about the Sekiro Game of the Year at the Game Awards. That was to make up for Bloodborne not winning Game of the Year. That was one of those.
That was
That was
well,
a
like
band aid.
Bloodborne deserves it way more though.
Dude, Bloodborne is potentially game of the generation.
Hmm.
Like that's also one of the that is a top 5 game for me all time. I mean, you can even see Bloodborne stuff in my frame right now. I got like 3 picture frames back there, Bloodborne stuff, and that's not even all of it. But dude, yeah, it's just I think that was just a makeup to From Software from Jeff Keighley. He had to make amends. But Jeff
He had
Keighley
to make a
also
mess.
essentially gave Hideo Kojima Death Stranding a Game of the Year award by winning. What was it? The what was the
Music.
award called? It was like best something, which is like something you can't even judge.
What do you? Wasn't it like a category in the other ones? In the other like
Let me look this up.
game awards?
It may have been, but it's like one of those categories where it's sort of like second place gets this to honor them in a way.
Oh, he.
Let me look.
I know that there was like a little joke tweet where it was like Jeff Keighley gives Death Stranding best guest character award
Oh
because he
yeah,
was in
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, best game direction was it?
Yeah, that was a thing in the previous Game
No, no,
Awards.
it
I'm
is a
pretty sure.
thing, but what does that even mean? You know?
Best game direction. So I would say game direction is basically, uh, like I would say for example, God of War could win best game direction because the at least that's how I'm like taking the words. Essentially, uh, Cory Barlog had like this singular vision for God of War, right? And
Yeah.
he wasn't like he was not backing away from it, and he led his whole team to follow that vision like to the T essentially. He was like when he started, he's like I don't want camera cuts, and people were like, I don't know if we should do that. He's like, no, I want camera. I want no camera cuts, not a single one.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, I know that's how I would interpret it too. But my thing is best game direction versus game of the year. Best game direction sort of just also seems like game of the year to me because it's like game direction is probably like your best overall package of something. Everything meshes well together, works together. So
I can see how you'd see it that way. Yeah.
So it's sort of like one is the
Well, like,
official award and the other sort of like a second place award, but they're essentially the same category.
I mean, you can also like take a look at what the hell happened with Kojima because like
Oh yeah, of
it was
course.
like
Punish
he leaves,
Kojima.
leaves Konami, um, and literally shows up to Sony. Sony's like, okay, yeah, we'll give you here's a blank check, do whatever the fuck you want. Um, and like he forms a studio and then makes a game in like what 3 years, 4 years? I can't remember.
It was like 3 years. It was
Yeah, yeah.
really short from the ground
He
up. He made a
forms
studio and
he
everything.
form yeah, he forms a studio, makes the game, is nominated for Game of the Year. It sells amazingly. It's like
Oh
you
yeah.
know? Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the game got. I don't know. Now we're into a Death Stranding conversation, which is fantastic because I'm also wearing a Death Stranding, well, a
Dude, I
Kojima
need to finish
Productions
the
shirt.
game.
Yeah, you also haven't beaten the game, so I
I'm
don't know
so
what's
bad.
going on here actually. Let's change this segment to what Abdul should be playing. Death Stranding. You were so hype on this game with me, and you did not finish it.
Well, it's not that I didn't want to finish it. My dad kept playing FIFA on PlayStation, and then my family kept using the TV, so like I had no opportunities to. And then I worked at night, so it was like when everyone wasn't using the TV, it's like that's when I was working. So just
FIFA
kind of
ruined Death Stranding.
yeah, FIFA killed Death Stranding.
We
I,
should
I
do a
honestly
podcast.
might just wait and play it on PC at this point.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean,
I don't know though. I mean I still have it here, so I might like just jump back into it. But
yeah. It also got delayed to July 14th.
hmm
Okay, so
that's true.
what else have you played?
So okay, I'm like trying to think of like not Final Fantasy 7. There's essentially like I played a little bit of Valorant. I suck at it. Um,
Me too.
uh, yeah, it was a little demoralizing playing that game.
I
Um,
completely agree.
Obviously, I'm still on Monster Hunter World because I love that game. Uh, Halo Master Chief Collection. I mean, most of
Whoa.
the other games I played were like in that vein. Oh, Doom Eternal, which I know you have horrible opinions of, so
Wow.
we don't even need to
Okay.
talk about that.
We one of these days we'll bring up the Doom Eternal talk because we can also, dude. Honestly, I'm just gonna say that game should have been better. That's all I'm gonna say. The game should have been better. And I'm upset. I spent
Triggering me.
$60 on that game. I'm gonna say I'm upset. It was
You
not
are
worth $60.
hurting me so
This
deeply
wasn't
right
worth
now.
$60. But it's okay. I feel
Oh,
like this about a lot of games that I don't have the best times with. So you got all right. So you did some Monster Hunter. You did some Valorant. You did some Halo. There's like
yeah.
all
For
over the
as much
place.
as I like, yeah, for as much as I like to play single player games, like most of the stuff I've been playing these past couple of months have just been multiplayer. Because like all the games I've been waiting for, like Cyberpunk,
Oh,
you know, FF7,
wow.
Last of Us, literally like all my single player games are just not there right now. So it's just like, all right,
I completely agree,
um,
and I mean, it sort of leads into the news, but just I mean,
yeah.
obviously,
Aside from
coronavirus has
Doom, of
affected
course,
everything.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean,
but
I'm sort of in the same place too.
yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know what? I'll just have the money. Like literally each time I was gonna buy a game, I just took that $60 and put it in the side. so that way I don't have to like worry about it when it does come out. I'm just like, boom, there's the money.
Hey man, you got to. There's always
Um,
money for good single player.
oh, it's yeah. Oh, I did download Final Fantasy 7 Classic, like the
Hey,
original. I'm gonna mod the shit out of it and start playing that soon.
that's a great
Um,
idea.
yeah. Oh, I know that you didn't. I'm pretty sure you didn't get too. Wait, did you even start it? Disco Elysium?
Oh, okay. So my Disco Elysium story is I started it like months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then like started talking to that little shitty kid with where that hanged body is at the tree.
Oh, Kuno.
Uno, dude.
Fucking Kuno.
God, I did that whole thing, and then I somehow got addicted to magnesium. And I'm like, why? Then I stopped playing, and I was like, I'm gonna redo my character.
No, no. The whole point of the game is to like the whole point of the game, right? Is like to make those mistakes part of your character because you made the mistake, not
Here's
like
I was
you know
playing
what
the
I'm
game
talking about.
wrong, so I gotta restart it.
Like
I was
what?
playing it wrong. I was playing
Like
the
what? Like
game. Disco Elysium it's on my I have a sticky note on my desk of all the games I need to
uh,
beat, right? And it's on there. So,
I'm just gonna say this, all right?
mhm.
I'll admit I'm sometimes a save scummer when it comes to these kind of games, like where like if I make a decision that I absolutely despise, I will actually consider like restarting a section just so I can make a better decision. But um,
Well, that game saves every second.
yeah, the well that you can save scum super easy, but I actually don't do that in Disco Elysium.
Okay.
It's yeah, it's amazing.
Oh.
Because like the mistakes you make actually add to the story in a pretty fun way, and
Mhm.
like they really have an effect on your character. So I really think you should play that game and like try your absolute hardest not to save scum or make like the right decision because I think it's really great.
I mean,
Like D&D, you know, you can't save scum in D&D, so
there you go. I completely
yeah.
agree with you. I wouldn't. I'm not a save scummer usually.
Oh, okay.
Usually, I'm not.
Usually, except you're doing it for.
Well, I didn't know. Well, it's not scumming. It's like no, I'm gonna just replay the game
Okay, yeah, you know what? I'll give you that. It's fair. It's fair.
because it's also been months, so I don't even
Mhm.
remember like my what I've said before and all that stuff. So it's
Yeah.
just one of those things. But I mean, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it. It's definitely a cool game. So it's on the watch list. Oh great, what is chat saying to me? Oh, okay, Joe says
Look.
wants to complete the Disco Elysium Dare challenge run. Honestly, I feel like it's near impossible not to get that game because there's so drug is like a huge point of that game, honestly, or just addiction in general, like mental health. So I feel like I'm gonna run into some sort of dialogue option. Also, Abdul, for your reference, spicy jellyfish in the chat is
Oh, hey, Mark.
so.
I still uh even though we've been hanging out more frequently now, I still have yet to actually talk to him.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
been like how many years now?
yeah. Because Mark doesn't want to play Warzone, but that's okay. He'll make out for it. That's all. All right, all right. Well,
um,
let me
I want to
dive
go
into.
down the list that you put in the.
Oh yeah, yeah, go down the list.
Um,
I'm just dive into my week because I got a lot of things to say.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I
Go
got a
for it.
lot of things to say.
Oh boy.
Is this the run where you avoid the drug use the entire game? Honestly, I just didn't want to be addicted to drugs in the first hour of the game. I didn't do it. I didn't want that to happen.
But you should.
I also don't think it's a fun stream game because it's too much reading. But we'll
It's
see.
so fun. It's
We'll
fun.
see. We'll see. I may stream it. I may stream Disco Elysium, and everyone's gonna make fun of me for my drug addiction.
Share your mistakes with
It,
everyone.
it may happen. I'll think about it. So what I've been playing this week, obviously Final Fantasy 7, which you already talked about. Love that game.
Yeah.
Love it to death. I've been playing, of course, some Call of Duty Warzone with people. Loving me some COD Warzone. That is my favorite battle royale yet. Uh, got some wins, getting some good games in there. I do wish the game had better. I mean, because the issue with the game is it is so damn popular that you like expect perfect servers. The issue is you're getting pretty much latency and packet loss all the time, or just weird rubber banding. So that's like my big issue with that game. But however, I mean, it's great to play. I love that it's cross platform play with everyone, so I can play with my friends from PlayStation, Xbox, see where I'm. So we're just doing doing that every night. Uh, Other games I've been playing, which I really want to dive into. Okay, so I've been
Yeah.
if you've been paying attention to this channel, you know, this is where I stream video games, by the way. I'm gonna put a shout
Mm-hmm.
out. If you're enjoying the channel, please leave me a follow. This is where I stream video games and our podcast. I've been streaming Hyperlife Drifter on stream this, and never played the game before. It's came out in 2016, like an indie classic. I got it free on the Epic Games Store. So yeah, it's like it sort of reminds me of like a Legend of Zelda type game with vaporwave uh, style to it, but sort of like a Dark Souls type of vibe of general darkness to it. And
Oh yeah. I mean, that intro enough is enough to like sell that. You know.
yeah, that intro is metal, dude. And I was
I
like,
loved it. Loved it.
so I went into it completely blind. I had no idea what the game was about besides I just knew what the character looked. I always see him at
Mm-hmm.
cons on like merch. Like, oh, this is a cool character design. I like it. He has a katana, he has a gun. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So this is yeah, it's just a very interesting game. I feel like it's aged pretty well. It's been 4 years. I'm
Mm-hmm.
beating the first. I guess there's only 5 areas in the game because I looked at a guide just to see how long the game would be. So I beat all 4 of the directional regions. I just finished the desert. Yesterday actually. Desert. I finished the west and the south. Right. Yeah, it's just gameplay in that game is phenomenal and also very tilting. It is like it's tilting in a way that Dark Souls is tilting, where if you are really good at this game, you will never get hit once.
Oh
But
yeah, it definitely feels like one of those games where it's like that if you have that like skill, you can like beat the shit out of everything without like yeah, it's great.
yeah, no, it's completely great because you can see the skill levels required to play this game and required to be good at this game. I am not good at this
Mhm.
game on. However, I'm still winning, and against the southern region had like 4 bosses, which was unreal, honestly.
Mhm.
They weren't that bad, honestly. It was really honestly the first boss was the hardest boss. First boss.
What was your first boss? Because you can go to like
Oh, you're
different
right, you're right. Okay.
sections. Yeah.
So how I played the game, right? Okay, so how this game is pretty much is it's a 2D game. It's top down action. It's an action game with minor RPG elements like upgrading your stuff.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
So yeah, so you can choose your direction. It's sort of like, hey, you're thrown in a world, go out wherever. Reminds me sort of a Shadow Colossus type deal. So I chose to go north to do whatever. And you're also figuring out the story. You have no idea what the story is really about
It
besides
takes
contextual storytelling, like Dark Souls.
it takes the Dark Souls, yeah, because it's like storytelling through the environment and the actions that you take, and kind of just like the story is there if you want to actually look for it.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I definitely did a bad job of looking at that stuff. And it's definitely a game where, yeah, so I'm playing it blind right now. But I definitely want to play it with a guide later, just so I can find all the secrets. Because I just discovered secret tiles and invisible platforms and just the crazy stuff you can interact with the environment, which the game doesn't tell you because there's no dialogue in this game. Like, it is all told through pictures when you're talking to characters, and sort of just the game expecting you to try things. It's like it gives you situations where the game is trying to force you to do something, you know. But like shoot a sniper to hit, like shoot like a sniper bolt across this gap that
That's
you
what you
can.
mean. Okay.
Yeah, something like that, Like the game never really tells you can do that. Your gun can interact with the hittable objects. It's like one of those things, which is pretty cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I want. Oh, what are you
Okay.
saying?
I was just gonna say there was also a lot of these like things where you actually have these invisible platforms, so
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
actually fall off the map. You would actually, uh, if you paid attention, you'd see like the ground, like the air, I guess,
Mhm.
just all of a sudden kind of shine for like a second,
Yeah.
and then you're like, wait a minute, that's I can walk on that.
Oh yeah, and there's also tiles on the ground, little squares that will indicate there is a secret in this room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those could lead to those secret tiles activating or some other interaction you require to do, which always leads to some good loot or even one of the well, the loot is like upgrade points essentially, or one of the eight what do they call it? I don't even know what they're. I call them tiles because that's where they show up, but they're not really
You're
tiles.
talking about those like uh shit.
They're like the little triangles that you collect.
Yeah, yeah, they like pop out of the ground and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah.
stick them in. Yeah, yeah, I know
Yeah,
what
so
you're
like
talking
secrets lead to that or key rooms, and there's just so much. If you want to play a Legend of Zelda like game, but has a way better aesthetic, way better music, honestly, in my opinion, and just a
about. Then
much,
what?
I'm gonna
Whoa, whoa,
say,
whoa.
than Zelda. There you go.
Okay,
You know what?
see,
I'm saying that.
that's
Yeah,
you are.
controversial opinion right here.
Why am I talking to you right now?
Controversial.
How how can you hear Zora's domain
Oh,
and then tell
it's not
me
my type of
that?
music, bro. Not my type of music.
Uh,
This the vibe of Hyperlife Drifter. It really hit me yesterday when I was playing it. It just really hit me, this world and atmosphere where I was like, yeah, it's like Zelda Dark Souls, but I mean, I just like the theme more. Honestly, I like the sort of.
I can understand liking the theme.
It's a whole package, you know what I'm type of saying. And hey, if in Legend of Zelda, if you could have a katana and a gun, and then they made the colors into some sort of cyberpunk like type of deal,
No,
I'm in.
no, stop it.
I'm in.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I'm in.
You're one of those people. You want to ruin Zelda forever.
What? Hey, man, I like taking a property and just changing it, like God of War. That was
I,
night and day in reality. Of the character of Kratos is completely changed, and then they even change up the environment too, from Greek to Norse.
yeah, but they changed it in a way that makes sense.
Hey, you know what? We're not trying to make sense out here. I'm just throwing out crazy ideas into the void and seeing how people react to them. I don't think they'll actually do that. Damn, and yeah, we got some Breath of the Wild dislikers in the chat too, talking to some
That
right
is
people.
okay. You know what? I don't know why I'm feeling
I
surrounded by heathens.
Mark's like, it's Breath of the Wild should take a hike.
See, Bree is right. He should take a hike.
I have her Breath of the Wild. It is on my list of games I should beat. Hey, it's on the list.
The sense, like, okay, I've mentioned this to you before. Breath of the Wild ruined other open world games for me because they're just bad in comparison.
See,
You
Abdul.
get look, just let me get
Yeah,
into
you
this
go for
real
it, go
quick,
for it,
okay?
go for it.
One second, one second. They, you know how like in most games they're like,
Matt.
wait, was he saying that to me?
You. He hates Breath of the Wild. I have a diverse, this is like 50-50 on chat hating Breath of the Wild and loving Breath of the Wild. I can't believe this is our first controversial opinion. I haven't even stated my opinion on it.
Yes. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Breath of the Wild, okay?
Yeah.
You look at an interesting thing in the distance, like
Mhm.
object or whatever, you literally can go to it. You don't have to like there's no artificial like you can't climb this mountain because you haven't done this yet. Oh, uh, you know, there aren't any like dumb reasons as to like why you can't do it. You see something, you go to it, you do it, you have fun, literal actual freedom. You play any other open world game, it's like, oh, I see this interesting thing, but I literally can't do it right now because I'm not high level enough. I'm not. oh, I can't climb this mountain yet because I haven't unlocked this, item or whatever. It's like
I don't
it's just
know,
like
dude. I don't know.
you actually explore. I have yet to find an open world game where I actually feel like I'm exploring. Most of the time, it's like, oh, here's the predetermined path in this quote unquote open world that will actually get me up this mountain. It's like, fuck it, I just want to climb this mountain. I'm gonna do it.
Uh-huh. Okay, so here's my thing about I don't agree with your whole point. Uh
Well, okay, yeah, go ahead.
I don't disagree. I don't agree. I mean, I definitely think Breath of the Wild did a lot of cool things, you know. A lot of
Mhm.
cool things that you can do in the game. I don't think it ruined other open world games. Uh it's a big sandbox, which is cool. But I don't definitely think it ruined other open world games. Like I could still play like a Fallout game and have as much as I would. But here's my
Yeah,
thing: like I feel like in Legend of Zelda, you don't really talk. You don't have dialogue options. You don't have the RPG elements really to it.
no, no,
You're
it,
not, you know,
it,
which is important to an open world experience, in my opinion, is having moments like Skyrim or Fallout, things like that, or even Witcher. Like I feel like I'm living in those worlds at time. I'm
mhm.
actually role playing in these massive worlds. Like, yeah, you're right. You can climb on whatever mountain. Breath of the Wild, that's very cool. Like, that's the big feature of that game. Technically, you can also
Yeah,
do that in Skyrim because the Skyrim horses are insane. You can do whatever you want. Have you seen those Skyrim horses clipping through
okay, but
everything?
yeah, but one just to like counter that, it's not. It looks weird, and I don't like to do it. Okay,
Wow.
completely immersion breaking bullshit.
What do you mean, dude? They feed those steeds in the world of Skyrim, alright? They're feeding them some
Fucking
good wheat.
spider horses, dude. Um, like, okay, here's the thing, though, right? The thing that you're saying about open worlds. Let's just do a comparison thing, all
Yeah.
right? All right. So in Breath of the Wild, I'm going from point A to point B, okay?
Okay.
I find like 20 things to do in between that where
Okay.
that it's just like, holy shit, I found this random flying dragon. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
There's this like weird maze that's like on a random island. Oh look, here's a shrine. Oh look, here's a weird enemy to fight. Blah 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 blah, etc. etc. And then you're literally having all these moments where you as the player are not being told about them, you're discovering. The sense of discovery in that game is like top tier, okay? And
I think it's
you
good.
finally get to you finally get to point A,
Mm-hmm.
and you just did like so many things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In Fallout, you go from point B to point A, or point A to point B, I mean, and then you're like, oh yeah, here's the character to interact with. Here's a cool little side quest. Oh, I think I've done something that's similar to this. Oh look, there's you know, like don't get me wrong, there are interesting things to find in Fallout,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's like it's all kind of on the same plane. With Breath of the Wild, you have so much verticality that you're
Oh yeah, yeah.
literally like
That is
finding these
huge.
nook and crannies that make things interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
mean, I don't
I,
disagree.
yeah,
And I don't disagree in the terms of Breath of the Wild has mechanics that make exploring the world itself better because it is an action game, right?
mhm.
It is an action
Yeah,
adventure game. It's not an RPG, which is two different, obviously two different genres. I mean, they're obviously fused together in a way, but
mhm.
I mean, something like Skyrim, I feel like I do have that same sense of adventure where I'm finding random shit. Like, oh my god, what is in this cave? Okay, there's the sacrificial. Dude, what is that cave? And I think if Matt's still in chat, he'll know. There's a cave in Skyrim where you can sacrifice people on this like hike or not like it's some weird crazy shit, and you can just
Are you
sacrifice people.
talking? You're not talking about the guild you can join,
It was a
the
mountain.
the hand or anything. What were they
No,
called?
I don't know. Okay,
Oh,
okay, it was for that shrine quest. All right, dude, just like shit like that, and it's just so crazy to me. But I feel like in games like Fallout and Skyrim, you are also building your own story too, right? You can literally get all the villagers from one town in Skyrim into that room and sacrifice them all,
yeah, but I mean, like,
and
so
just have
here's the thing,
like a
though.
hilarious time.
So for as much as the choices that you get to make, all right,
Yeah.
how how much of it is actually like um impactful to the world. The
Yeah.
only I will admit there are some moments in the Fallout games or Skyrim games or whatever Elder Scroll games, I mean,
Hmm.
where there are moments that like really impact. Fallout 3, was it? It was like you can bomb in Nuketown. What is that? What it's called?
Megaton. Yeah,
Megaton.
nuke
Jesus.
Megaton.
I was thinking Nuketown.
Dude, that
Nuketown.
quest is actually one of my favorite video games.
Yeah, it like that's a really cool thing. Like I will, yeah, like I don't deny that they're great games,
Yeah.
but I think as an open world, like imagine if you took the sense of discovery that you get from Breath of the Wild and actually applied that to these games. I mean, like it perfect.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
as far as exploration goes, I think Bethesda games or any most other open world games are kind of weak on that.
Yeah.
Where Breath of the Wild just like shits all over it. But I won't deny that's on a story perspective. It's like everything else kind of beats Breath of the Wild since Zelda has always kind of been on the simpler side of storytelling.
Oh yeah. I mean, which is why it doesn't hook me as a series. It's a big thing for me. I think mechanically the game is cool. Like I watch all these videos of the shit people are doing. It is a sandbox. It is a
Mm-hmm.
sandbox, like sort of how, like, this is sort of a bad comparison, but I'll compare it to like GTA in the sense of what you can actually do in the game. It's just a lot. There's a lot of stuff you can do in the game, right? But in Breath of the Wild, I'm not. Okay, yeah, there's the lore and stuff, but it's not that deep. It's not that, it's very.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Yeah,
simple. It is a very simple game storytelling wise. And I mean, I get, hey, that's fine. It's for that type of person who
yeah,
just wants a simple experience and really wants to play more about the gameplay. I think sort of two sides of the same coin type of thing is Witcher 3, where the gameplay is sort of the weak side of that game. The combat is weak, It
yeah. It's
it
too floaty. And
it's yeah, it doesn't feel right. They even patch it. I mean, I've heard it's better now, but I haven't played it since. Uh
yeah, yeah,
which I should because I never played the DLC. But like the writing in that game and how your choices actually affect the world in a lot of crazy ways, and you are and
yeah,
the
man.
choices they give you, the sense of morality, and there is no good choice.
Oh, that
You
that
know,
game probably has the best side quests out of any like I've never played side quests that like actually made me invested in those things. Like
yeah,
it's just like, oh, it's a side quest, I'll just do it because XP or whatever. But like in Witcher, I'm like there's this dude who's like, please save my daughter,
yeah,
and I'm like, okay, I'll hunt this monster to help your daughter. He's like, oh no, I need this money for her college, and I'm like, fine.
yeah.
You get to keep her. She gets to keep her money for college. You're lucky. I'm nice about this.
Exactly. And just one more point about, I guess, Witcher. The best part of Witcher 3 was on. Yeah, I think the best part of the game was the side quest because I got to fight some of the coolest monsters. So I'll just say that I think the design in that game is awesome
Mm.
because it's taking
I,
from a mythos no one's ever used before in games.
yeah, uh, I do think one thing I will say, just to like kind of I guess clarify how like why Breath of the Wild is like such a thing for me. It's like the the coming from Breath of the Wild, playing other open world games, a lot of the times like how if you play games that are designed really well and
Yeah,
then you go back to another game that's like super linear, it's like the same kind of game, but one is like one doesn't feel linear, the other does, but they're still both linear experiences. That's kind of how it feels with Breath of the Wild when I play, and then I play another open world game. It's like even though they're both open world, one ends up feeling more linear than what I experienced. And so like finally having that moment of like, holy shit, this is actually like I'm actually exploring.
yeah.
Like that's pretty much just what I want from them in like other open world games.
I
I just want
mean,
to feel like I'm exploring. It doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
actually have to be the case. I just want to feel like that's what's happening.
I mean,
So
I don't disagree. I feel like that it is a sandbox game. It is a massive
oh, very
sandbox
true.
game.
Yeah, yeah. I don't deny.
Yeah.
I don't deny that. Yeah.
So yeah, if you think of Zelda as a sandbox game, then I don't it is open world, but I don't consider it in the same type, as like The Witcher, because they have two different
No, for sure.
completely objectives. I think they both accomplish what they're trying to do.
Oh, yeah,
So
100%.
I think okay, I think we're gonna have to settle the agreement there
Okay, yeah,
on this
I win.
debate.
I win.
Wow.
A winner.
Oh, there's no winner here. Oh man, there's a lot of chat going.
Yeah, I was reading it as I was going along.
Yeah. I do have to watch that donkey video. Also, I agree, Matt. Witcher vampires are something else. I completely agree. Witcher, dude, the one enemy in The Witcher that has like a tree monster with deer horns or whatever, or I don't know, maybe it's not a tree monster. It's crazy. I don't make Zelda linear again. Yeah, Lessons. Oh, Matt, I'm so glad you're here. Lessons are like.
Dude, I hunted a Leshen in Monster Hunter. It was so funny.
Oh, I forgot. Monster Hunter has fucking Witcher shit, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's great.
Is that still happening, or is that what's the time?
No, you can always access that. I think. Well, actually, when they do like certain events, they open up all their previous event quests too.
Oh
so
my
you
God.
can do the Witcher. Yeah, they even had like little dialogue stuff, and you could actually fail a side quest if you didn't do enough things as a hunter beforehand. Yeah, it was really funny.
Wow.
Yeah. Like,
Wow.
yeah, and they had the music of Witcher in there too. It was really great.
Wait, does
Monster Hunter
has a behemoth
yeah,
rank?
Monster Hunter has Behemoth. You can hunt Behemoth, and you get the Dragoon armor. You get the Dragoon armor.
I know there's the Devil May Cry shit too that happened, and
Yeah,
wasn't there Resident
Devil May
Evil?
Cry. Yeah, there's Resident Evil. So you get the Claire or Leon outfits, and then there's also on the other spectrum, on the other side of things, Final Fantasy 14 ended up getting Rathalos,
I
as
saw.
a thing to hunt.
Yeah.
I think the Street Fighter is exclusive to PlayStation 4. I'm not sure about
that. And there's
that.
Aloy in PlayStation.
The which one?
Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, Aloy, yeah.
Aloy, and you get the Watcher Palico.
She should come to PC because she's now coming to PC.
Whenever it comes out,
she should be on Monster Hunter PC. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah. I mean, we have completely sidetracked super hard at this point, but
dude, that'll always happen.
I will say, you got me really hyped to play Monster Hunter again, and my girlfriend's probably really happy about that because
I feel like I've just been hyping you to play so many things lately. It's like,
dude. So this is how I work. If someone can just hype me up on a game, I will become a stand for it until I make my own decision. Like, I will go all in on a game if someone can just boost me up right, honestly. I love hype train, so damn, dude. Now I'm really thinking about it. Monster Hunter will be fun. There's all this. So,
dude, Monster Hunter is one of the best games. I love it.
And it's the best-selling Capcom game of all time.
Yeah, for good reason.
Joe, we're playing Valorant tonight. We're playing it tonight. All right. Also, let's talk about that. Okay, you know what? Part of my week was trying to play Valorant, and I couldn't because Riot Games was like, "Oh yeah, your account's in Poland." Why?
Poland.
Why was my account in Poland? Riot Games. This also happened to my friend Isaac. He was in the EU too. It took them actually over a week to fix my account information because for some reason you can't change the region yourself. What is Riot Games doing? I don't trust this company. Even though I play a lot of Legends of Runeterra, but I won't talk about it on the podcast. Pretty boring to talk about card game. I love it. Love it to death. But that's too nerdy for this podcast. Too much.
No, dude.
No, I don't want to talk about it. I just don't want to talk about it. I'll talk about it when it comes out on the 30th for sure, though.
All right,
the full release. It's some beta right now. You know, I'll actually have something to be hyped about. Yeah. It's also going to be on mobile, too, so that's exciting.
But I'll actually probably play it if it's on. More likely to play it if it's on mobile.
Yeah. I'll shout this out. Everyone play Legends of Runeterra. Fun game. Better than Hearthstone. and it's
Wow,
much.
you're sponsored by Riot?
I wish after I just
That
dumpstered
would have
them.
been hilarious.
Yeah. Last thing about my week for games I play. Actually, I played 2 other games. Uh, expansions on the 20th. That's good. I played Ruiner. I played a little bit of Ruiner. It
Mhm.
is a Devolver Digital published game. I got it free in the Epic Game Store. Uh, it is
Yeah,
a ultra violent, sort of like a twins. Not it's not twin stick, but
it is.
it is okay. It is all right. I was trying to
It's in that style because
yeah.
like you're literally
It's
moving.
top down. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It is a twin stick uh beat 'em up shooter game because it is a lot of melee focus too. Or I couldn't
mhm.
even say shooter, but it's a twin stick action shooter game. Uh, with very cyberpunk vibes to it. Pretty cool game. Uh, I can't get into the story too much though. It's I mean I love the aesthetic, I love the ultra violence, but besides that, it's I'm sort of playing it just because I want something short. And then lastly, I played and beat Katana Zero on stream all in one session. I didn't realize the game was like literally 4 hours long, maybe even less than that, honestly. That game's phenomenal. I can't believe I slept on Katana Zero for over a year, and I knew I would love the game, but I didn't realize how much I would actually lose my mind over the game. It's but it was $10 last week, and I think it's $15 right now on Steam. Highly recommend just this. It's essentially it's a 2D action game where you die in one hit, but you have the power over uh space, no, not space, time. So you can slow down time, and you can hit bullets back with your katana, and you can dodge roll, you can jump, you can throw projectiles that you pick up on the ground. So it's pretty cool. Uh, and the best part about the game is it's really, if you've never seen this game, it's really like Hotline Miami in a way, where instead of top down, it is just side scroller, and it's level based, so it's pretty much exactly like that type of game, and it's sort of the same style of game too, except not as neon on. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's just I'm probably gonna go play that game again and get the super what the super secret boss or whatever. It's like some dialogue choices you gotta make. But yeah, it's a great game to play in the afternoon, and if you can get it for like $10, why not? Why not? Those people deserve money. The dude who's making the game is making free DLC for it right now, which apparently is 3 times larger than he initially thought it was gonna be.
Oh
Um,
wow, that's insane.
yeah, and the story is also ends on like a major cliffhanger. Like, what the hell is gonna happen in the future? So, this definitely want to be on the lookout for that DLC when it drops. That may be the best time to pick it up to get the all-in-one package, but it's also built for speed runs too if you're into.
Yeah, I saw they like it had a speed run option,
Yep.
which I was confused about. I was like, all right, is that like just to keep track of time and shit? I assume
Yeah, yeah, it is, and I think
like a built-in.
it's a built-in timer, and I
Mhm.
think it's per level too. You can do
Okay,
per level and
that's
then
it.
per the entire game run. That
Oh, so
game's
that you can
hard
like
too.
yeah, yeah, it looked like it. I was all the stuff I saw. It's definitely a game I plan on picking up at some point, but like you said, I was waiting for like all that everything to be just kind of done.
Completely.
Yeah.
Like, it should be out this year, honestly, because he's been working on it for a while. But who knows with coronavirus? The game development has been definitely hurt, and we'll lead into our video game news here. All right, so we're gonna start the Pancast game selection of news here, and let's lead off with the general coronavirus is affecting games and how is this affecting games. It's sort of how it leads into all of these topics. Uh, as I mean, I didn't link this to you, Abdul, but I just want
Mhm.
to mention like Last of Us Part Two is delayed indefinitely because of coronavirus,
I,
and like,
the only reason the only reason they delayed is probably because of sales. They just want to make sure
of
that
course,
since they're only doing PlayStation,
yep,
what I'm gathering is they just want to try to maximize physical copies as much as possible.
hmm
And I honestly think they're just delaying to PS5 so that it's a bridge game. It's like you can get it on PS4, or you can get it on PS5. It's like
Mhm.
you don't have to wait or whatever. Um, which I would be personally happy about. Um, I I honestly don't know how much like how significant production has gone down because uh like I'm in an animation Discord with a lot of people um who work in the industry, and a lot of them moved to work from home situate like are working from home now. And I mean they're still working like the 8 hours a day that they normally do. It's just that they have to deal with like slow internet or whatever every once in a while. But um, like I don't know on the side of things like just how much production has been reduced. It might just be overall like it's a reduction. And I looked at the article that you posted in there. Um, yeah, like uh, I do know that it's affecting them because they definitely hate working from home in
Yeah,
comparison to being at the studio.
of course.
It's
I
just
mean, it's just
constantly
harder.
complaining.
It's just naturally harder. You can't just walk over to your teammates and be like, "Hey, let's work together. Let's have a meeting in person."
with,
Like,
with art, you kind of have to do that too, which is really the
yeah,
hard part about it. Because like you really need input from other people. With art, it's one of those things where you always need a fresh pair of eyes to like look at your work. Because the more you look at it, the less mistakes you start to see because you're just so used to it at that point. Yeah, and so um, yeah. I definitely see production being down, but I actually don't see it being affected enough that it should delay games. What I'm gathering is most of the time the games are being delayed is either the company is too small so that working from home is significantly affecting production, or they're trying to maximize sales
yeah.
if possible.
And I think what goes into that too is they can obviously like let's use Last of Us as an example. They can obviously release the game digitally, straight up, no
Oh yeah,
problem,
it's done.
right?
They said it's done. Yeah.
Yeah. However, the main issue is they can't produce the disc right now because
No, they can't. Yeah.
yeah, because the publishing end is completely jacked up because of coronavirus. They're not gonna have any workers in these factories. We're gonna like publish a disc, get them in stores, and no one's gonna go to stores anyways because you have global wide lockdowns, so no one's even gonna go to a store. And if you even look on Amazon, when you try to pre-order games, it'll say they pretty much delayed every pre-ordered game right now. They even made it so you can't even pre-order some, which is like never even heard of. Like these companies would love to take your money, but they just can't
Mhm.
because it's some parts of the line has stopped functioning,
Yeah.
which is it's very interesting because this is obviously has never happened to this industry before, and it's sort of like everyone's looking at the adults in the room here, which is like Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and they're sort of just like, we are just wait and see mentality on a lot of these things. Like, uh, they even refunded Last of Us digital pre-orders,
Yeah.
which is
If
pretty
people
crazy.
didn't want, yeah. That even makes me more suspect that they're just gonna do like release on PS5 because it's like, hey, cancel your PS4 version because hint hint, you're probably gonna want to pre-order the PS5 version of the
Oh
game.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's like, I honestly like uh, with the way the trend of how things have been going, we're seeing more and more push, um, or not push, but we're seeing a bigger uh, sales on the digital side of things
yeah,
than we are on the physical. Like there's still a large amount of physical sales, but we're seeing a bigger push into digital mainly because a lot easier.
yeah.
You can literally play it at like usually like at 12 a.m. the day of release. You don't have to wait until the stores open, um, or you can at the very least preload the game, all that shit. Um, and it's like you basically you also have things like Game Pass now,
Yep.
so subscription based gaming where it's like, all right, all these games that I wanted to play before but didn't really want to spend the money on, It's like, oh hey, I'll just pay $5. I can literally play all these games.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Honestly, the amount of
And
free games at our fingertips now, especially with Epic Game Store giving away like 2 free games every 2 weeks. Even
yeah, yeah.
Steam has a ton of free games. PSN just gave out a few free games too.
PlayStation Plus and yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Plus two. Even Nintendo has those SNES games you can get on their whatever
eShop or
shop
yeah.
or whatever going on. So there's a lot of content out there that's free. But I think we
And
are
it's all
hitting,
digital too.
yeah, and it's all digital. However, we are hitting that point where Final Fantasy VII may be the last big release on this first half of the year.
Um, I think it already is because everything was already pushed to.
Well, besides Ghost of
Actually,
Tsushima, Ghost of Tsushima is the
I'm pretty
last.
sure that's gonna get delayed. I have a sneakiness. We haven't seen anything. We haven't seen any new trailers or anything to hype up the game because they kind of want to do that before they
Oh,
sell it. So
well, here's the thing though. You also gotta remember, marketing dollars have already been pre-allocated before this whole Corona thing, right? Because they do their
yeah,
budgets at the beginning of every year. So this is probably when they will be pushing Last of Us 2 really hard in their marketing budget. So they probably never
yeah,
planned on having marketing ready for Ghost of Tsushima at this time, right? So they're probably scrambling over a sucker punch with the marketing team just to see, well, one, to see if they can even get the game ready on time because the game hasn't gone gold yet.
oh, I
And
see what you're saying. Okay.
so one, like, the game could be delayed just because of lack of work on it right now because of the coronavirus. But the other issue could also just be they haven't had the marketing made yet, and maybe the marketing was supposed to go out for it in probably like May, maybe right after Last of Us. I forgot the exact release date of Last. I thought it was like third week of May, and Ghost of Tsushima was the third week of June. So that's a full month, right, of heavy, hard marketing, which is very valuable. The month right before out, so they probably would have put all their marketing dollars in that month. I didn't expect to see Ghost of Tsushima stuff yet. However, they haven't talked about it, which is a little bit scary. But Sony has been awfully quiet in general when it's been coming to, besides Last of Us stuff, but in general coming to games and PS5 stuff. We'll dive into that soon after we get through the other
Yeah.
sales talk. Well, speaking of other sales, actually, coronavirus obviously has been affecting game sales in a very positive way for Nintendo. Uh, so Nintendo sold more Switch hardware in March 2020 than in its launch month of March, which is March 2017, and more than any console has in any March, a new March hardware. So
Dude,
Switch has been insane in
it's the
March.
scalpers. I can't believe all of those are legit anymore.
They're
It's
not.
like
There's bots.
like how ridiculous it is. So like um two instances, one with my experience and one from a friend's brother's experience. It was like um it was just like okay, oh, pre-order Switch Lite. And I'm like, nice, I kind of actually want to get one. uh so I go to the button, and
Mhm.
then the literally on release day,
Yeah.
um, like because they were the shipment was coming in that day or something like that. Sold out every single version, like all the different colors for Switch Lite, the normal Switch, sold out immediately.
Yeah.
um, my friend, he was like, he clicked the buy button to go to the cart. In the time it took to refresh the page,
Oh my god.
it was already gone.
Dude, the bots are too strong.
It's these scalpers, dude. They just want to sell switches for like, because you can look at like eBay and shit like that, see how
Oh
much
yeah.
Switch lights are being sold for, and it's like, yeah, it's like this guy probably has like fucking 10 switches with them like right now or some shit.
It's the Polyball podcast. Yeah, dude. This is
What is
it.
what is Polyball?
It's this terrible game we played on stream that
Oh
lasted
no.
15. It was a free game that Steam gave out, going back to Steam giving out free games. It was a party game,
Mhm.
Morph Marbles. We played it. It was awful. It literally didn't work. And then we went to golf.
Oh,
So,
dude, my friends and I played a game that was like that from Steam called Head Snatchers. So
oh,
it was so janky. Oh my god.
isn't that? Yeah, that's actually made by what's his name? I think maybe I'm making this up. Let me look this up. I have a computer. One second. Head Snatchers is made by. Oh no, never mind. I thought it was made by like actual famous game developers.
If it was, I would have been very disappointed because holy shit. It was
Yeah,
like it's an interesting idea, but the actual game, it feels like it just doesn't. Yeah, nope. I really don't like shitting on games, but
oh, I
man,
love it. I
this one
love
hurt to
dumpster
play.
game. It looks like trash. No one look up Head Snatchers. Don't give them the clue. But it looks like trash. Yeah, but going back into the numbers here, I think
Yeah,
another important thing of the Switch doing so well is obviously Animal Crossing. Because the Switch is doing so well in this month because it's really Animal Crossing number one, and because of Animal Crossing doing ridiculous amounts, because okay, what MPD reported, Animal Crossing New Horizons launch numbers surpass any Mario or Zelda title in the U.S. That's already a ridiculous sentence,
well,
you know.
Animal Crossing is also super appealing to like everyone.
Dude, yeah,
Like,
it is the
like
most casual game in the world.
you know, like one of their ads was literally this teenager's like mom playing Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah,
Like that they know their audience. Like they know it's
it is
they
a game
know
for
like
everyone.
literally everyone.
Yeah,
Kids, adults, grandparents. Like
completely insane. And this next sentence is crazy to me. Third best selling Nintendo game ever behind Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
yep. I mean
That
Smash is a system seller, dude.
oh no, it's crazy that it's even third.
Oh, I
Third.
thought you were thinking it was crazy. It was behind or something.
No,
Okay.
no, no. Obviously, Smash is number one because Smash is like the best Nintendo series, probably. Honestly,
Like literally everyone and their mom
everyone
knows
loves it,
about Smash. Yeah.
and it's currently the second best selling title of the year because nothing beats COD. So you know, that's crazy, dude. That is so crazy. And it was estimated that Animal Crossing sold 5 million digital units in a single month.
Yeah, I'm not surprised
Five
because
million.
the the amount of people talking about it, on Twitter and like social media in general, like really changed up how things are advertised too.
Oh yeah,
It's like just the word of mouth alone was like hyping the shit out of the game, so it
dude.
just
I
ended
bought
up
the game.
being like I want to get the game, but
I bought it. I don't
it was
even like Animal
first,
Crossing.
so
I got bamboozled by myself. I see. I told you the hype thing. What I mentioned earlier. I fall for hype trains.
you fall
So
for hype trains.
I fall for hype trains, dude. I fear of loss out of society so bad. So I'm like, I need to get Animal Crossing. I need to
Oh,
get this game.
FOMO, you got it.
Yeah, exactly. I get the worst FOMO when it comes to big games, right? And then it's like there's a channel on my Discord that has it's all about Animal Crossing. So like, all these people are like hype about it and talking about it. And I'm like, I need to get this game. So I got it, played it. I played it religiously, honestly, for like 10 days. Honestly, I got it like maybe 2 days after it came out, and then
Hmm.
I risked my life going to GameStop to get it too. That says a lot. I risked my life at
Oh no.
at GameStop where they made me wait outside just to get it. And then there's these people in front of me who literally were blocking the doorway, talking to the guy, and I'm like, you need to move. Like, and because it's a single walkway, right? And
Yeah, it's like
but they can't go in the street because it's elevated, right? And there's a bar, so they have to walk right by me. And I'm like, oh my god, I could die here. I could get the virus right here. So
you die here.
I could die here from these people just blocking me from getting Animal Crossing. So no,
Corona now causes instant death.
yeah, I mean, I was afraid, dude. It could have been like the T virus or something. I didn't know at that time what was going on. This was like the very early part of coronavirus, because that was what the it was probably the first weekend of it wasn't even quarantine at that point. It was just social distancing. It wasn't like everything is locked down yet. but it was crazy. But yeah, I got the game. I played it pretty religiously for 10 days. I have an addicted personality when it comes to things like this.
Oh, I definitely have one too for games. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the games I get, like have you ever seen Pro ZD?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's like that. Uh, there's like that one skit he did where he was like, when a new game comes out and literally all he's like doing daily activities, but his brain is just constantly going, I could be playing right now.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
be playing right now. Like that happened to me with Final Fantasy.
That was me at Final Fantasy. I was
Yeah.
addicted, but that
Yeah.
that addiction wasn't a negative addiction to me. That's how Animal Crossing felt for me. It felt like I would waste so much time playing this game and feel like I got nothing accomplished
I can understand why you think like that.
because
It helps my depression.
yeah. Hey, I mean it's true. I mean it's definitely good,
That's
for a
good if
lot of
it's done,
people.
man.
But for me, it was a game where I was in an endless loop, and I'm like, this is the definition of insanity. Nothing's going to change, and I will keep doing my routine, and nothing changes. I get a little bit further every day after playing for how many hours a day. I just cannot do that. But I mean,
Yeah.
I was addicted to Pokemon Go for 4 years, and I just got off that too. And I couldn't, and I pretty much replaced that addiction with Animal Crossing, so I had to stop that too. And I'm like, I can't be addicted to something. I want to be addiction free right now from a game. So, I mean, right, but I mean, I do play Runeterra every day. I guess that's sort of my new addiction, but that game tilts me too much to play too long. So, I guess we're in a good spot personally there. But yeah, no, Animal Crossing sold crazy amounts. I'm looking at the Daniel Ahmed trying to so from his estimations, because he works in a game data for sales, by his
Yeah.
estimations, worldwide 9 million units were sold at the end of 9 million at the end of we're in April. This is April 24th, guys. The data's here. At the end of March, 9 million. That is an insane amount of units for a game that doesn't have Mario, doesn't have Zelda. This is a brand new moneymaker for Nintendo. Nintendo's never. I don't think Nintendo realized how much money they would make from this.
No, dude, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they knew. Like, okay, maybe not like to the extent,
Because
but I'm
Corona,
pretty sure they knew
like
this was going to
honestly,
be significant. Well, like, because you can tell, like, uh, Animal Crossing is essentially in the same vein of like what was happening, like what's happening with a lot of their IPs,
mhm,
right? Because Nintendo has a lot of these like legendary IPs that
yeah,
haven't really been updated yet,
yeah,
or like haven't been played for a really long time. So it's just like, um, I mean, we went through a whole console generation without, because like there wasn't Animal Crossing on Wii U,
oh
so
yeah, yeah,
and then
and they were smart to
there's
not put it
no
on Wii U.
there's no Metroid, there's no there's so many games. I'm like trying to like
Yeah.
think of them right now, but it's like
Oh
kind
wait,
of hard.
I
But
mean there was no Pokemon game on Wii U. No, just an
yeah,
example.
yeah, yeah.
I
So,
mean,
so
and you're right because it's
people
the
will,
fusion between the Switch is the fusion between the home console and the handheld, and now they
yeah.
have the
So
Unity there.
yeah, and that was a smart move for them. They were basically like, okay, we want to take the crazy amount of sales that we make on our handheld, and we want to apply that to our to our home console.
Yeah.
So let's just slap both together and like bring both sides of uh, like basically bring our customers from each end and just combine them into one thing, which
Sure.
is like
It's
pretty much
smart.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna acknowledge chat for a hot sec. Rennick, I will answer your question when we get done with the news. And Bree says a lot of people who are playing right now are playing because of COVID, but there's a strong fan base and those who come back after playing only City Folk or the GameCube version. I mean, that's definitely true. I mean, of course, Animal Crossing fans are there are hardcore fans. But the numbers here, right, is insane. Right? Okay, best-selling game of March 2020 instantly becomes the number 2 best-selling game of the year behind Modern Warfare. Achieved the third highest launch month physical dollar and unit sales of any Nintendo published game in tracked history. Is insane. That's because being behind Smash is being in that upper echelon of all top 10 sales for Nintendo when Nintendo makes Mario games, Zelda games, Pokemon games.
I mean,
Animal
yeah,
Crossing has surpassed Zelda, Mario, Pokemon. That's nutty. Especially when Pokemon, I mean, to be fair, Pokemon sort of does the thing where if you technically combine the two versions, it is the same, but besides that, and then launch month dollar sales of Animal Crossing New Horizons exceeded the lifetime sales of all other franchise titles. That's insane too. I mean, it's literally better than every other Animal Crossing ever. Within what came out the 20th, 11 days to do that. I had 11 days to achieve those numbers. And yeah, I mean, a lot of it's due to Corona. There's no lie, but I feel like the hype around it was big too. I mean, I bought it, and I'm not the demographic, so they definitely did a good job. Planting the seed of me to get it. It's just crazy how well Nintendo's doing right now. The Switch is, I mean, it's the perfect system, and I mean, I feel like it is a perfect system for what Nintendo's using. It is the perfect combination of handheld and console gaming. And they once they unified their dev teams, to just be making one game for one console instead of Pokemon's only gonna be on handheld and we won't make it for console because that's weird. It's
mm,
such a powerhouse. And with the Switch Lite, it's like you still have the 3DS, but it's just better. It's pretty crazy.
yeah, it's yeah, they're definitely really smart about it. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
there's another question. Is there? Yeah.
I have just the question from Rennick. Well,
Hus
well,
Connect
yeah,
was
yeah.
that Hus
That's
Connect?
Rennick. Yeah, dude.
Okay.
That's
I
Rennick
just
who
want
was
to make
asking
sure.
about you. Yeah, yeah. All right. Let me go to the next story. Since we're still talking about numbers, we have one more number talk. Uh, Final Fantasy 7 remake sold, including digital, 3.5 million in 3 days. That's insane numbers too, honestly.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. Like those. I already mentioned this last time. I'm not gonna be surprised anymore if it's a high profile game that is that already has a fan base before the game even comes out.
Oh yeah.
Then you can expect large amount of sales. Hell, I can even tell you for right now, this also applies to studios because you take a look at Ghost of Tsushima, which is Insomniac, right?
No, it's a Sucker Punch.
No, no, sorry, Sucker Punch. My
Yeah.
bad. I always mix up Insomniac and Sucker Punch
Yeah, yeah.
every single
Insomniac's
time.
making Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank.
Right, yeah. So even though Ghosts is a new IP, the fact that it is Sucker Punch, they are going to see big sales, and I can guarantee it.
Of course, because I mean, it also
And
helps that the install base of the PS4 is over 100
yeah,
million, and it's a beloved studio. So
and in general, like just nowadays, you're seeing more and more sales, and as we go further, throughout the years and whatnot, you're just going to see an increase in that because like our generation, there's a lot of people who play games. We're going to probably start at some point having, families of our own, which we're probably going to introduce them to games. It's just going to keep happening and keep happening. It's just like, you're going to have like a generation that's just like all gamers or some shit.
oh yeah, games can only go up, right? I mean,
That's the crazy part. Yeah, yeah.
and it's
I mean,
already
entertainment media in general can only go up,
oh yeah,
and it's like, and as it gets easier and easier to introduce people to games, um, Stadia should have been that bridge, but
oh
with the
man, it shouldn't
kind of the
exist.
Stadia should have been the thing that would have essentially made it so that almost anyone can play games because it should have been the low price entry point into video games.
Yep.
For the latency and the technical problems that you might get from internet stuff, it should be the way for like people to go, I can't afford PC, I can't afford a console, but
Yep.
I can pay a subscription and, play games effectively this way.
Yep.
Too bad they failed miserably at actually making it a suitable thing. It's like if because like the only people who buy Stadia are people who can like spend the extra money to see if it actually
Works.
is
Yeah.
worth it. Yeah. So it's like
Stadia is not going to exist by the end of 20.
yeah, but we can already like see we can already see things like that with like Nvidia where they have a
Oh
much
yeah.
better model. You
Yep.
own the game, so you can just stream it
Yep.
on our server, which yeah, it's like which is perfect. You still have to buy the games, but you don't have to spend splurge on a expensive hardware. You just
Exactly.
have to yeah. It's like
Yep. Better than buying a license. Like I trust Steam way more than I trust Google when it comes to video
yeah,
games, right? So
yeah, and it's just like it's like well yeah, and as long as they can as long as Nvidia recognizes the game, it's like doesn't even have to be on Steam. It just has to
yeah.
right. You just have to own the game, and as long as it's on and Nvidia recognizes it through the driver thing that they have,
Oh yeah,
um,
yeah.
you basically should be able to stream it. But of course, there's been this stupid thing with Stadia not like paying people to like go no 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 take your game off of there.
Yeah,
Which
there's whole drama, and I just saw like Activision took off their own games from Nvidia.
even though I'm in the industry, I actually think it's so dumb that companies are actually not allowing that because like you're not supposed to be able to do this. Like people own that game, they should be able to do what they want with it. I if I own a copy of a game, I should be allowed to mod it. So
I completely agree.
yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Yeah, it is. It's incredibly stupid. However,
Ooh.
continue.
Oh no no no! I just saw something that I want to get into that right after you're done saying what you're
All
saying.
right. I mean, I was just gonna go into our next couple of stories, our last three, which is about next
PlayStation
gen.
controller.
Oh yeah, yeah. We can talk about the DualSense.
Yes. What do you think? Do you
Oh
actually
yeah.
like how it looks?
Do
Or?
I like the DualSense? Okay, so I have a lot of opinions on the DualSense. The mock-ups that people made for the DualSense is 100 times better than this original mock, right? That the official mock-up of it.
Mhm.
I think this controller could be the most customizable, coolest controller ever in terms of design because I love this two-tone look. But I
I
don't
like.
like the white on black. I think it's fine. It's not egregious, but if it was black on white, it would have been better. My big issue here is because one. Okay, I'll say this: what your controller looks like doesn't matter. The number one thing is how it feels because you don't look at your games. Let's just be
Mhm.
real there. However, I do like a nice custom controller. I have a great custom controller for my girlfriend, and I love it. But it's it's the most important thing about a controller is obviously how it feels. So, I think the DualSense looks like a thicker PS4 controller, like it has the Xbox sort of thickness to it on the sides. Uh oh, thanks for the follow, really appreciate it. I do not like how the controller doesn't have the colors to the sacred symbols. I don't like how they are muted. I
I actually think they're gonna light up. Okay,
Yo,
so if you look at the image,
dude, I'm
if
pogging
you
right now.
if you, if you look at the image, right? Notice how they kind of have like that grayish like look to them. It looks like it looks like you could shine a light through it almost, and the actual like buttons are like this clear plastic.
Mhm.
It, I totally see it lighting up.
Dude, you just blew my mind. I'm actually like, holy shit, dude. Dude, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. If these buttons light up, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm Sony wins. Sony wins the controller wars. If there is more LEDs in my controller, it's over.
So like yeah, because like I can see like X is pink, circle is
Give me X blue,
red. Oh,
circles
X is
pink,
blue.
triangles.
Oh,
I'm
circle's
looking at
green.
controller. Well, yeah,
Triangle's green.
triangle's
Yeah.
green, square is pink, circle's red, X is blue.
Right.
Or
Okay.
actually, officially
Blue.
cross. By the way, it's officially called cross.
No, I don't care. I never will
I know,
call it
I will
cross.
never,
That's
but
dumb.
it's
Mm.
stupid. It's X.
If it was cross, it would be like a plus sign. Maybe then I could like accept it, but no. Yeah.
The sacred symbols.
That's like in Kingdom Hearts when they called the Keyblade Kai Blade.
Oh
Uh,
God.
yeah,
Talk
no,
about
no,
Kingdom Hearts.
I'm not
Not
into that.
today's episode. Well, I confuse pink and red when I look at the buttons because they're like they're like similar colors. So I'm like, which one's the pink one? Which one's the red?
Yeah, yeah.
You
Like,
know, Rennick. You know what? I'll quiz you later. All right, how'd that feel? Gray and black all the way. I agree, Rennick. Mark, I do think there will be multiple colors, but here's the thing: how they announce the controller is there. This is the controller at launch, right, with the console. So this we're not going to see multiple colors at launch because
like when you buy the console, that's what you get with it.
yeah, exactly. This is the default color. I just don't like the white for the biggest reason is the grime is just gonna build up and show.
Why is grime gonna build up on your controller?
There's just natural grime.
No,
This happened on the Xbox One controllers, the white ones.
I I don't have any on mine.
Well, I mean, this happens naturally. It's just your
Lies.
sweat builds up grime on it. Your oils from
I
your
guess
fingers.
because I don't sweat that much, so I guess it's not.
And yeah, you don't sweat. You're just like a lizard. You don't sweat.
I'm Boris Johnson. I don't sweat. Or no, not Boris. Who was that dude? The
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
He's
it
a
was
lizard
the
person.
British
Oh, British
royalty
person?
dude who was, yeah, he was part of the, not to jump into that thing, but yeah, he was like in that whole like Epstein thing, and he was like, one of his excuses was like he doesn't sweat.
Oh,
Just
like,
yeah,
wow, I didn't even hear about that. That's crazy.
yeah, that's a whole thing we can talk about on the side.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would probably skin this too. Actually, no, I don't. Actually, you know what? I'm against controller skins, but this brings me to a point. I don't do controller.
Isn't there like D-brand? Like they usually do skins for like controllers and shit like that. Yeah, they do.
Here's my thing. I wouldn't get it. Whatever my girlfriend did, like she got it painted by a company, so
Oh yeah.
it's incredible. But digitally painted on, not like actual hard paint.
They actually already have a PlayStation 5 like pre-order stuff ready for skins. Look at this shit. 1 second. I'll link it in chat.
Oh yeah, I haven't clicked.
Yeah.
Right,
They already have that.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's actually crazy. Damn. All right.
And you can like customize it too. So.
Dude, that's cool. Glad they're ahead of the game, but the controller people have to be. Damn. Well, here's my number one thing that I want Sony to have this generation in regards to the controller. Xbox in this generation made Xbox Controller Labs. I forgot the exact name of it. I think it's Xbox Labs or something, where you can get a high quality any design, any color on your Xbox One controller by them officially.
Mm.
And you can fully mod it out and everything. I want Sony to do the same thing. Because Xbox is giving their controller more love than Sony has, and I need that. I need that love for my PlayStation controller because I don't intend on buying an Xbox, because I have a computer already. It's gonna play the same stuff. So, but I have to buy a PlayStation because it's exclusive. It's just one thing. What is your next thing? I hope they change the fast forwarding on streaming platforms from R2 to something else. Those times, dude, honestly. So you gotta blame the game industry. You gotta blame sort of developers, honestly, for that. Because the issue with R2 is they have to make it like triggers for FPS games. Because this is what developers have been asking, and FPS games pretty much make the most money on. Because like Call of Duty, stuff like that, right? I think this controller will have the exact same issue as the PS4 controller. If you look at the side profile of it, the triggers are still pointing out similar to a PS4 controller. So I think this will still be a problem for another generation of. I think it's not as bad on the Xbox, how they have it more formed up.
Are you talking about like if you set it down, it'll push?
Yeah, it'll push the trigger down because the triggers are too far out on PS4. They're like way too far out.
I don't think it'll be a problem because you can see, like, you can see a little lip that pushes them out.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's designed to counter that.
I hope. I really hope so. I mean, we won't know until we actually see this thing and
Yeah,
actually.
definitely.
But I really hope so. I really hope these engineers that thought about that, because that is a huge complaint. Ever laying in bed or something and trying to watch something on PlayStation, there's always something messes up.
Dude, I'm even looking at it from the side picture. I'm even more confident the buttons are gonna light up. There's no way. There's no way.
If it lights up, I'm losing my
Why
mind.
would they choose? Why would they choose a clear plastic?
You're so right, though, dude. Also, I like how the buttons are very similar to the PSP and Vita buttons. They're like the
Oh yeah,
exact same buttons,
think about that. Yeah.
and I think those are the best PlayStation buttons, at least design wise. Like, I like how be able to see through it. I just wish they were colored, but if they could light up, then whatever, that's better. But to go into more PS5 stuff. All right, so I think this is not a surprise, but devs are expecting fewer, or not devs, people, pretty much people inside of Sony are expecting far less fewer units of PS5 units than PS4s 2013. Makes sense, coronavirus. This is the same thing on the Xbox side too, honestly. And its expected cost from devs right now is 500 to 550. I personally think it's going to be 500. Honestly, it's been a rumor for a while, and Sony, I know this says Sony might also forego press conference to announce release date and price due to COVID-19. I would say I think Sony's gonna have a huge blowout event very soon. I think they're gonna have one in May. I think by the end of May, you're gonna see
by event like online event,
an online event, like an online sort of console reveal event, because we still haven't seen the console, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Because Xbox got out the gate earlier than a lot of people expected at the Game Awards, to show off the console. I mean, I feel like it wasn't a good thing for them to do that, because I felt like it was a very lackluster showing of it, and I think it could have been a lot better. I think a console deserves its own event. But I mean, I don't know how confident I am in Sony in making such a thing like actually work like that, because they sort of just dropped this controller on a Tuesday afternoon out of nowhere. I think the controller, especially when you're going to make it a different design, should warrant a bigger, like, so at least some sort of streaming event using the controller. I guess COVID-19 has, but I mean, I hope Sony's marketing figures out something cool to release the PS5. Please just show me a full specs loadout. Not, we already saw the full specs, but like a full showcase, and then show some games and show features, and just don't talk about teraflops, because teraflops are only interesting to like 1% of the people watching. I understand more teraflops mean it has a better processor and it can run games better and load times are faster because of this SSD and all that cool stuff. But we need people will buy this console if you show them games. Show us some cool games, right? And show us what cool features this thing can do. I don't want to hear any more boring spec talk. I think it's good that they got it out of the way, though. However, that was also a GDC talk, which was canceled, so they had to do that too.
GDC is mainly for like
developers, yeah,
industry stuff. So I mean, it's understandable why it was like that kind of talk.
Yeah.
It's like I'll go to GDC to learn like things, animation, how to do animations in like an engine, and learn about like blend states and all that shit.
Oh yeah. So, I completely agree.
It was actually I actually used the GDC talk from Arc System to learn how to get to mimic their style when I did my Dragon Ball Z animation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's how I learned like how to get that cel shaded look on my character.
Oh, okay. That's pretty sick, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. To add to the last part of this PlayStation news part, Sony is planning to turn Horizon Zero Dawn into a trilogy. Yep. And possible standalone co-op game that carries over progress to Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Oh wait, so the co-op is a standalone? I thought co-op was going to be part of.
It's going to be a standalone co-op game.
Oh, then
but it says possible. So it's not being made, or it's probably just being ideaed out there and some models, but nothing substantial being on that. But
Oh well, no.
well,
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, I get it now.
so
All right.
Horizon Zero Dawn could also have a co-op mode, but there's also gonna be a standalone co-op game too.
So it's an addition on top of. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, because I thought it was like saying co-op, but only for that standalone.
So they're both gonna have co supposedly, potentially.
Yeah.
I think that'll be sick, honestly, because that sort of makes it Monster Hunter.
So it'd be even more like a sci-fi Monster Hunter, is one of the comments.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would totally be. I think it'll be cool. I mean, that's just hype. I mean, obviously, what's been Gorilla been working on since 2017, since Horizon came out. So obviously, Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
I'm glad it's not. Well, okay, I'm not like 100% glad, but I'm glad it's not another Killzone game. Although I'd love to see what they do with Killzone. But...
Dude, yeah, I disagree. I think Killzone really hit its stride with Shadowfall. I think Shadowfall single player was really good.
It looked nice. I will say that much.
Dude, I want more Killzone. I feel like Sony should never give up on the shooter.
Killzone 3 was that the one we played a long time ago?
You played Killzone 2. You, me, and Mark played a shit ton of Killzone 2 back in high school.
We were constantly playing online.
Yeah, that game was godlike. Killzone 2 was insane. One of my favorite multiplayer experiences of all time. So, and chat is just freaking out. Like, why does the new Xbox look like a building block? What the fuck? Why am I just now seeing that Series X looks like?
Because they're straight up building a PC.
Yeah, it's straight up a computer, but it's ugly as sick.
What they're doing, because what they're trying to do is, Xbox has that whole new initiative where every single new game, first-party game on Xbox goes to Game Pass or PC. It is also accessible on PC. So they basically want to try to bridge the gap between the console and PC market. So they go, hey, you can build a PC, but you can also just buy an Xbox.
This looks gross. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. I hate this design.
Can you link it? Because I don't know if I'm looking at the right one.
Oh, it's the one in the Xbox story.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Dude, it's not it. Okay, so my current setup, right? I don't even think that could fit underneath my TV. How I have it, like that is not good for a lot of setups that people have for their entertainment setup. It's like it's a rectangle. I wish it was a cube because then it's smaller.
It's a computer. It's a tower.
But it's no a But I don't want to put it next to my TV like I would put a computer under my desk. You know, I have a set amount of room where I like to lay my things flat. Oh, Rennick, I'll get to your Midnight Club question too at some point. After the news, we'll go to user questions after the news. We're almost done with the news.
We need to save the just rip off the Band-Aid.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening. Yeah, it's not happening. Rockstar, they're telling you to buy GTA 5 for the 5th time. All right. That's what they're telling you, and they're working on GTA 6 now. So
there's no way. I cannot see Rockstar doing it. If they did, that'd be sick, but I just still won't see it.
No, they actually are working on 6. There was a report this week that they are in the production phase.
Yeah, but like car games are just like not selling nearly.
Oh yeah, and you have cars in GTA.
Yeah,
you already have your Midnight Club in GTA. It's just worse, but who cares? Because you got guns. Literally, you got guns, you got strippers, dude. You got weed in that game, dude. You got helicopters, you got all that shit.
I'm always weird. The 1980s thing. I'm always weird about that. Going back in time.
I don't think they will, man. I think it's too. GTA 5 has made them more money than any game they've ever sold before, and it's mostly because of the multiplayer.
They'll make money from multiplayer.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna make another modern GTA in a different location, but it's still gonna be modern, and they'll just keep it up. Do you have any idea what the PS5 will look like? I think our only hint is the controller, and I think the console could be black and white. That's like, honestly, it would look weird to have your controller be black and white and not have your console also be two-toned.
Oh no! I actually found the controller. It's not the one we've been looking at.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this one. Hold up. Sorry for the cancer link.
All good. Oh my god, the boomerang. Do you remember when people? Do you remember Sony almost released a boomerang, and then people were like, "This PS5 controller is the worst controller Sony's ever thought of." Like, you don't remember.
Throw that shit at someone.
Yo, I was waiting for the one-to-one Dark Sector support with that controller. So when you throw to Glaive in Dark Sector, just throw your controller. Oh man, that was a trash game. It was sick though. But Rennick, I don't know what they're gonna do with GTA. Honestly, this is it's too much to say. Also, last news item. It's very short. Xbox Next Gen Showcase will happen in May, is the rumor, and I completely believe it.
Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna do direct like what Nintendo does and PlayStation's been doing. So,
yep.
I think. Do you think E3 is like 100% dead?
It is. It's confirmed.
After this? No,
yep.
after.
Oh, I think so.
Corona, like post-Corona.
I think so.
You think so?
Because after this year, everyone's gonna be like, "Wow, we can just not spend money." Nintendo knows that already. PlayStation already knows that. Microsoft owns the theater behind the Staples Center, right there behind the convention center. So they're always gonna have an event in person at their theater, but it's not gonna be E3, right? And then I mean, EA has been doing their own thing. Activision has been doing their own thing.
I mean, it just makes sense. Like,
it just makes sense.
They don't have to spend nearly as much money. They just do direct, boom.
Yeah, and they also have to worry about the ESA.
Yeah.
And everyone hates the ESA. The ESA will die if E3 dies because they make half the revenue.
Oh, really? I didn't actually know that.
Yep, 50% is from E3, and they are. I think the ESA may potentially die, or they'll be completely transformed.
They're definitely going to be changed considerably.
They'll be massive layoffs over it. You think they'll release demos during announcements? Of course. They do it right now. There's actually already confirmed Jeff Keighley is teaming up with Steam for the week in June for a bunch of just... because Jeff Keighley is doing his own thing. And also IGN's only doing his own.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley did that in the Game Awards. He made there were a lot of Steam games, like mostly indie, that were like free to demo.
Yep. Yeah. Doing the same thing for E3, and IGN is doing their own sort of E3 type of thing, having a bunch of game devs come to their show, which is probably just going to be, it's like the same thing you would watch at the E3 interviews. It's going to be similar to that, but they're going to be actually showing off games you haven't seen before. So, I think this type of content's better, because all I've heard, I've never been to E3 myself, but I've watched E3 content for countless years now. I can really remember loving video games. It always looked like a shit show. And it's like, yeah, I wanted to go because it's like the place to be. But at this point, it's like I have all my streams set up. I can watch everything. Why would I ever? And I think it's better direct. I think Nintendo improved the style of getting information. I don't want filler content. Just show me what I want to see.
Yeah, but dude, we're gonna miss so much cringe.
Oh, you're not wrong, dude.
E3 cringe is like the best content ever.
Oh, you're right. You're completely right. E3 cringe.
We'll never see Ubisoft's trademark cringe.
Music. We'll never see the Wii music dude with his bare feet.
Mr. Caffeine.
Oh, Mr. Caffeine. Oh my god.
I want the cringe back.
1 million troops, dude.
Peggle 2.
Oh my god, the Peggle 2 announced.
Peggle.
God, that was a crazy one. Yeah, no, there's a lot of good history shit. Giant enemy crab.
Yeah, realistic. Yeah, yeah.
599 $599 US.
A
Ridge
lot of things.
Eraser.
And we won't get moments like Final Fantasy VII remake announcement.
Yeah, we won't.
The
Okay.
crowd was insane.
I pogged. I fell on the floor probably. Yeah, it was definitely E3, it had its place and I'm glad it existed, but I think we are moving past it. All right. So that's our news wrap up right there. All right, so let's get into. Okay, there was a question. If Rennick still here? I'm gonna check chat. Plus Nectar is still here. All right, let's check out what Rennick's question is from before. Also, if anyone has some solid questions, we'll answer a few, and then we'll go into some Final Fantasy full spoiler. All right, so Huss Nectar's question from a casual gamer fan. Do you think there is a good balance between casual games and complex games designed more for gamers like you today? Sorry if this is a dumb question. Rennick, it is not a dumb question. Huss Nectar. You're Rennick, yeah. You're a long life sub here. Okay. I would say there's way more casual games than hardcore games out there. But I feel like a lot of casual games are on mobile. So,
I would say, uh, okay. So yes, there are a lot more casual games on mobile, but I think a lot of games nowadays are actually really bridging that gap between casual and hardcore. Like, because there's people that play Animal Crossing hardcore,
true. Yeah, I think I completely
and
agree,
then
actually. That statement is so
like
right.
games nowadays apply to both people. Like there's a lot of people who play Final Fantasy VII that are playing it pretty casually because just hit easy mode, boom, good to go. Um, and a lot of people who are playing it hardcore, you and me.
Yep.
We're gonna do hard mode runs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Most people don't have to do that. Um, Pro AC player.
Yeah,
Right
she
here.
literally, dude, Brie is a queen of Animal Crossing. She plays the actual game, and then the mobile game still hardcore.
Oh no.
So I mean, yeah, I think to Huss Nectar's question, uh, I think it's how you play a game, man. It's Call of like I know you play a lot of Warzone, right, Huss Nectar? Like you could play Warzone casually, like right now, but you could also grind out like Warzone, like get the best builds, use a lot of strategy tactics to it, and always get these big wins, and being extra sweaty all the time. Like, you could play COD hardcore. So, I mean, I feel like is how you want to play the game. I would say Animal Crossing is a casual game for 90% of this fan base. But for that 10% of the fan base, this is their life. This is everything they do. Like.
No. Dude, Animal Crossing fans are playing it religiously.
Yeah. No, exactly.
They're not even, yeah.
Like,
It's
these people are making, like, monuments out here and mansions and crazy stuff. Like,
it's insane.
So, I mean, I think you can play any game casually or, like that.
There are some games that are designed to be played in like for the hardcore, quote unquote. Because Sekiro is an example of that.
Oh, yeah.
Like you really can't play that game casually, unfortunately. But it is what it is. But I'd say almost every game that's been coming out lately you can play casually. They're designed so that you can actually just enjoy them at your own pace and do what you need. I assume we're getting more games. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I'm not gonna acknowledge your statement, Renner, because that's a meme. That's a meme in my Facebook chat with these guys. My PS4 ran out of memory. Hey, just delete games. You can re-download them later. You only play Warzone anyways. What are you playing on it?
That's also true. Yeah.
You can re-download them. It's not a problem. Yeah. All right. You know what's free on PlayStation?
Your save data is still there.
Exactly. Your save data is still there. And you can download Uncharted Collection and Journey for free without PlayStation Plus right now on PC. So there you go. If you want to play some games.
Those are 3 games.
4.
Right there. 4?
Uncharted Collection is 1, 2, 3, and then Journey.
Oh, is it the PSP one or something?
No, Journey, like not Uncharted, like Journey itself, like the game Journey.
Oh my god, that game. Okay. I don't even care about Uncharted. You need to play Journey if you haven't played it.
Yeah, everyone should play Journey. Journey is immaculate. I love that game. However, Renix played Uncharted, so I know that. Uncharted is sick though. Everyone should play Uncharted.
Yeah, esports has been flourishing because of COVID. Because basically, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but like NASCAR or something, they basically moved into the
Oh yeah,
digital
iRacing.
side. Yeah, yeah, they started doing iRacing. Yeah,
Yeah, well, iRacing League has been a thing, or before this whole thing happened.
dude. Oh, can I just say this hilarious thing that happened?
Yeah.
So like like how there's always this like shit about like gamers just being racist and like saying
Oh
like
yeah, dude. The dude who
offensive
said
shit.
the racer who
The
said the gamer word.
the NASCAR dude was like he he went into playing online and then he says the N word and it's like, oh my god, I I can't like I actually now believe that if you play online you are susceptible to saying that or something because it's just so hilarious to me that people don't have the mental like capacity to realize I shouldn't say this thing now that thousands of people are watching me.
Dude, so the story behind that was
uh,
is he thought he was in team comms only,
what an idiot, dude!
and he
Oh my
did,
god.
and then his teammates like, dude, you just said that and everyone heard it because he was on open comms with the whole studio and
He
everything, and then he got unsponsored and he got essentially
he deserved to
suspended.
be outed like that. He deserved it.
Yeah, he got owned. Don't say the gamer word. You can't say the gamer word. You know,
Yeah, you can't be like that.
you can't say the
But
gamer
like
word.
it's just funny. Like can you imagine like basketball players or some shit like moving into the esports scene and then they're just like
Oh yeah, I mean,
or like any other like sports players they're just like all of a sudden like being racist because they're playing games now.
dude,
Yeah.
it's gonna be wild what happens if it's going with sports and like, because I mean I'm convinced there is no sports happening in this. Like,
Yeah, I still think yeah.
I mean I mean at least if the sports happen, but the issue with this, they really can't make it happen because this isn't even game talk. This is just sports talk. But
I mean, it is game talk. It's sports in video games.
yeah, but I'm talking about actual sports. Actual sports can't happen because it's teams of people of 50s,
Interacting with each other.
total like 100 people together. Even if you have no fans in the stadiums, right? These
Yeah.
people are still going to interact with each other, and then you need to quarantine them because they can't go back to their families and stuff. It's not going to happen. It's not feasible.
Yeah,
You know,
it's not gonna happen.
it can't because one person gets sick, it ruins it for everyone. Like
Pretty much.
and hey, Uncharted, his daughter going to adventure.
I hope not.
They're not going to touch Uncharted for a while. I don't.
I hope Uncharted is done. I honestly just hope it's done.
I think
I don't
we
want to
may
see
get
it
one more Uncharted game, but PS6. I think seriously, skipping PS5 on
I just want them to keep doing more
new stuff.
like different new stuff. Yeah.
I agree. Second question: what news on that movie? The movie is just in development hell, but apparently the script is made. I honestly,
Then Tom Holland.
Tom Holland
I
is Nathan Drake. I don't like it.
I actually don't know how I feel about that either. Yeah.
I don't like it. And then Bree had a question, but do you think we'll have big esport tourneys still, or do you think they're going remote right now?
Yeah, they're all doing.
They're
Remote.
all remote right now. LCS, right? Did that happen? There's like a big league thing that happened recently. I don't know if it was the LCS or something though.
Why is Tom Holland Nathan Drake?
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, a lot of people are suspecting he's going to be playing a younger Nathan Drake, which I guess can kind of work. But yeah, it's.
Oh yeah.
I don't see him as a. Yeah, I don't see him as a Nathan Drake. Yeah.
Why aren't they using hacks at home or make sure to use? Well, the thing about hacks is a lot of games have good anti cheat. Also, you gotta realize these people, these are their lives. A lot of people won't because they are already sponsored. They're getting paid to game, right? They don't need to cheat because they're already good, right?
That's.
That's
There's been a lot of cheaters caught though, so.
I mean, oh yeah, there's been cheaters caught, but not in Not a lot of tournament people. There's been cheaters who just been playing, on stream and been getting caught using aimbots.
Yeah, yeah.
But here's my
But
thing: like COD Warzone would not be. COD Warzone does not have a competitive scene, not a legitimate competitive scene. You know?
Yeah, teams are probably professional players are less likely to cheat. There are still cheaters, but they're considerably less likely to cheat. And it, actually, they probably would be able to catch cheats a lot easier because um, they're only. It's not like they're playing a random online game. It's like a specific. They're connecting to their server.
Oh, true,
Or
true.
and they're like going into like that session, so they actually might be able to catch cheats even easier. Um, weirdly enough.
Yeah,
Um,
completely.
so like, I mean, only time will tell, of course. Like, if a team ends up winning because they had a cheater on their in their ranks or whatever, but yeah, we'll find out.
I completely agree. I mean, cheating is not a big issue in esports, in my opinion, because, like I said, it's if you cheat and get caught, you are banned forever, and you are like it spreads like wildfire in the video game, like social media and stuff like that. You'll be blacklisted and everything, and you have pretty much ended your career as playing games professionally.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
So you would have, and these people obviously don't want to work actual, jobs. They just want to be competitors. So,
I mean, it is their job too, so
yeah,
it's
it is a
like
job, but they don't want to
yeah,
do
I know
regular
what you
job.
mean. Like they, yeah, this
Uh,
is their career. It's like if like your career just gets taken from you all of a sudden. Yeah.
uh, oh yeah, true. Their systems are checked for hacks. I believe they actually have people who go over to check on their setups too, just to make
Yeah.
sure. And sometimes they go
Can
to
we
a
ban
third.
all Smash? Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Honestly, Smash tournaments have been on Wi-Fi hell right now, which is a big meme right now. So that's been happening.
Yeah, I actually don't know how Smash is going to be handled.
It's not
I
being
know
handled well.
Melee. I know Melee isn't going to be a thing because you have to play that in person.
It's happening online melee on Dolphin.
Yeah, but I mean that's like, I don't think it's going to be nearly as good
Oh, it's not.
because Melee you need like fucking frame perfect bullshit.
Yeah, Mewtwo
You're not doing
King says he can't beat Fox right now because the 8 frame delay. Can't beat he can't beat Fox on Edge or something, and I'm like, that's hilarious.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Well,
know
I
what?
don't care about Melee.
I don't care about Smash. Honestly, I'm gonna say this. I don't care about Smash. Smash is fun to play with friends. Fun to beat my friend Joey in because he gets tilted the most. Never forget the last time I tilted.
I wish
Months
I
ago.
could play with you guys. I'd just bring out my little Mac.
Oh, there's way more tilting than Little Mac, dude. King K rule. That.
I will easily defeat you.
You'll probably beat me. I suck at Smash.
Oh, damn it. Why does everyone do that? Every time I
I'm
want
not
to
good
like
at
get
Smash. I
someone to
don't
be
play.
competitive, they're like immediately like, yeah, you'll win. I'm like, damn it. No.
Oh yeah, sure. Joey's network error now because because he rage quit in golf.
Oh no, he randomly disconnect. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know, incredibly unfortunate. Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought?
Imagine him doing that in like D&D.
Can't have that happen. Cannot have that happen. Oh man. Oh yeah. Updates to the channel because before we get into the spoiler talk for Final Fantasy VII remake, we did not talk about D&D. Yeah, and we didn't really dive into it. The point about D&D is Abdul is thinking about doing a one-shot campaign with me, and we're gonna probably invite you and Joe to it, and he will be DM for it. Just do a one-shot campaign. It would be on stream,
Just to kind of
just
like,
to see if I would like it.
yeah, and then that way, I can figure out how he plays it, and then try to work around that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something we were thinking about doing. And it will be on stream when this does happen. We just haven't figured out anything else besides the idea.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a module like for one shot I've used before. So um
What is this? Rennick question, dude. This super serious question. Oh man. Oh man. What kind of traffic and followers are you looking for? Dude, so pretty much people who like video games, people who want to hear an unfiltered opinions on video games, honestly. Uh and from people who actually play games all the time. Abdul is also the GOAT. I agree. If I was to talk to a stranger, what separates you from local common streamers who are already streaming video games and analyzing on like this? I feel like I talk to my chat as I'm talking to you guys. I think a lot of streamers chat a lot. I'll talk about what you guys want to talk about too. But I'm also not afraid to say my opinions, no matter how controversial they are, like my Legend of Zelda opinion. Apparently, my Doom Eternal opinion is controversial to Abdul, but you know, I'm unfiltered. We are unfiltered here. We speak our minds, and we'll talk to chat, and we'll keep it 100 every episode. And whenever I stream, I keep it 100.
It's just like ripping off that band-aid from the
Yeah.
Rockstar Midnight.
Yeah. At least that's what the terms of the podcast. In terms of me playing games, I mean, I'm sort of the same. I just talk. I talk about the games. I'm currently been focusing on indie games right now on the channel because I think it's more interesting to stream smaller games than big AAA. Also, there's a lot of games I haven't played before. I like going into a blind and just being an experience. So there's that. Shout outs to you know, to Cool here.
Thanks.
Great. And this is all before we start our Final Fantasy 7 full spoiler cast in a momentarily. Do you want to also say, hey, thanks for everyone who's been watching this stream, the podcast so far. I would highly recommend leaving a follow. I play games Monday to Thursday and then stream the podcast on Fridays, 3 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Wednesday is game nights on the Discord, so feel free to join the Discord and play multiplayer games with us, and we'll stream it. And then Friday here, 4 p.m. Eastern. That's a little shout out. I have not figured out what I'm playing next week, but it's probably going to be some Hyper Life Drifter to finish it off. And I may play a game called Titan Souls, or we'll see, or Hollow Knight. We'll see. I may start Hollow Knight. Shout out to Bree for best mod. Pardon me. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who's followed me and has subscribed to me and donated and given me bits in the past. I really appreciate you guys so much. And Abdul, you can shout out your work now. What you been doing? You can shout out, you know, your animation, yourself out here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just pretty much post animations on my Twitter, and that's it.
Yeah, follow his Twitter. Oh yeah, follow my Twitter, Panfro_games. Follow Abdul's Twitter at Fawaz.
Yeah, but because animation takes a while. Like, you probably won't see anything for like 2 months.
Yeah, oh good. He's got a portfolio you can find on his Twitter. You can see what he's worked on. He's really sick Dragon Ball Z Fighters animation he made. I can't believe someone made that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it looks sick though. Good work to you. Anyway, so now we are anytime. We are now transferring to the full spoiler cast of Final Fantasy 7 remake. We're talking about everything ever. So spoiler warning. Abdul and I have both watched the Maximilian video too. So we are our brains are we're on tier 4 as what we could know for potential. Alright, so let's get into it. Okay, so Final Fantasy 7 remake, guys. I'm gonna say this. Game's godlike. If Mark, buy it. I know you're still here, buy the game. Don't know why you haven't bought the game. It's incredible. Worth every penny. There is so much content in this game. Even the end game content is good in the terms of the battle room, and hard mode is just so much. Alright. I should have paid more money for this experience. Because a game hasn't touched me like this in such a long. It was. I can't believe I think this is like one of the best games of this generation. I sort of never thought I would go into it. I was sort of had low expectations going into this game because, you know, Square Enix's track record, Nomura on it. You know, after Kingdom Hearts 3, worried, and especially after reading some of the spoilers, I was like, oh god, this sounds stupid. but it was incredible and it was actually amazing. And even the ending is incredible. And you just gotta let it, you just gotta digest it and let it sit in you, and then you'll understand. Yeah. Where do you want to start, Abdul? Take me away.
So I hate the game.
Shut the
I'm just kidding.
fuck.
um, basically, like I don't know. I kind of there's something interesting about the game where I'm both okay with what they're trying to do and not okay with it at the same time. Because it's like I'm one of those people who honestly just kind of wanted to see the game again, but like
Mhm.
with today's graphics and gameplay and everything. So, um, but at the same time, I'm really interested in seeing what they're trying to change. I have the impression, and this is something
Mhm.
Max mentioned, is that they're basically gonna redo the same events that we've always seen.
Yep.
It's just that they're gonna add a little twist to keep us thinking.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, are you gonna meet Yuffie at this point or that point? And then it's like you still do, but it's just the circumstances or the ways that you meet her are different now. And so like I'm pretty sure like that's essentially what's gonna happen.
Oh
Like
yeah.
um, Aerith is still gonna die, but the way you get to that point is different. I hope they don't change how she dies though, because that's something that because yeah.
Well, I think. Okay. I think we gotta dive into something that explains why things could be different
Okay.
first before we dive into that. Because I agree. I completely agree with you. I think she will die no matter what. Because some things in this timeline are
Have to.
cemented in time and they have to
Yeah.
happen, right?
Yeah.
But I do agree the circumstances will be different. But Sephiroth, I don't think. I think Sephiroth would kill her, but maybe accidentally this time.
What? No, that'd be so weird. Why would he accidentally kill her?
Because here's the thing: when Sephiroth kills Aerith, is the moment he loses in Final Fantasy VII. In reality, because Aerith gets too strong in reality, and because at the end of the game, Aerith is the real way they
Like
beat
like
Sephiroth.
like you mean Obi-Wan? It's like if you strike me down, then I'm
Exactly.
stronger than
She
whatever.
Obi
And
Wan. She is Obi Wan actually though. She literally is in the sense that she is guiding all the other characters. Like she knows what's happening too. Like she
mm,
has this extra. Her and Sephiroth are the only two characters that actually know what's happening. Everyone else is just living in a straight line from point A to
like
point
they're
B.
ignorant of the yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but Sephiroth is a god. He's literally a god. We'll go into that, but and Aerith also knows because her connection to the live stream, like she is doing things in this game that doesn't make sense, but only makes sense when you start thinking about. She also knows everything, right? And I think a
Yeah.
lot of things don't make sense on your first playthrough.
I mean, it's like it's definitely one of those games where like when you play on the second, you're like, oh, that's what was happening. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's like especially with Sephiroth. Um, what's funny is when you said Sephiroth accidentally kills her, I was like, the words accident and Sephiroth don't
You're right.
like
I mean, you're
don't
actually right.
compute. Like it's like because he's literally supposed to be like perfect in the sense of like
Yeah,
like how he fights, how he looks, what
true.
he does.
True.
Like
Actually, yeah, maybe she will die, but it'll be different.
yeah,
It'll be different because you're right.
I
You're
I
actually
don't
completely
want
right.
it to be too different though, because
I
like I think because like okay, here the setup was perfect, right? For me, that moment is one of those things where I think changing it, um, no matter what, does a disservice because you can still sell that because like even more so in today's like graphics and whatnot gameplay you can actually what do you call it words are hard you can actually physically play that moment where Cloud is being controlled by Sephiroth. So like your the feeling of the player is going to be a lot more different than what it was in the original.
yeah.
So and so that there's that whole moment of like, please, Cloud, don't kill her, and then you're like, and then you're like, oh, thank God, he didn't do it, and then Sephiroth just comes in out of nowhere and just kills her right there, right then and there.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a really shocking moment, and no
yeah.
matter what, even though you know she's gonna die, if they repeat that, it's still shocking because
Well,
now they can show it from a different angle.
well, here's the thing. They're and this is what Max said. I completely agree with this. They're gonna make it so Aerith, she knows everything, and she knows she's gonna die. She knows what needs to happen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Cloud is also going to know this because Sephiroth can show Cloud visions of the future.
Except every time he shows it to him, it's a blurred out, uh, unrecognizable thing
Yeah,
because he doesn't know.
yeah. So because Sephiroth that is in the original game, he fucks with Cloud the entire time, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
tries to break, and he does. He succeeds in Final Fantasy VII. He succeeds in breaking Cloud down, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he realizes he needs to do it harder in remake, which is why he's already
Break him even more.
yeah, because clearly it wasn't enough, right? Because he still loses.
Yeah.
So he needs to break him down more. So what he's going to do is, what is the ultimate Sephiroth move? It's despair. And how do you make despair? You give them hope, and then you take it away. That's true
That's
despair.
what he was saying.
Yep.
I actually don't mind that.
So
I don't mind if they trick the players into thinking that she actually might not die,
yeah.
even those who have played it. But yeah. Oh, and just a quick response to Bree. The only reason I don't think Cloud's already seen it is because he, what he's seeing in the images, like what we're seeing, is what he sees as well. So with it being like overblown and too bright, like you can't actually see the details, like that's what Cloud is seeing as well. I don't think he's actually like seeing Aerith there.
I
Like
mean,
it's not like those things where he's seeing a clear
mm-hmm,
image and we're not.
mm-hmm.
I think we're seeing exactly what Cloud is seeing.
And to add to
Like,
that, he doesn't have the context to it like we do.
yeah, he
So
literally has no idea. Yeah,
yeah, so but he will have the context to it in the next game. But I think he will see more visions that will be more clearer and they'll be longer. And I think what's gonna happen is Cloud will get to a point where he sees himself killing Aerith, right?
yeah,
And he's gonna be like, I can't let this happen. I have to do everything to stop this. So he has a very fourth wall breaking conversation with Aerith, and it's like, you can't die, and she's like, I have to die. So I'm gonna.
I mean, dude, there's literally a moment. Did you see that cutscene? So you know, like how you can after the plates fall, you can either talk to Tifa, Aerith, or Barret, right?
Oh yeah. I talked to Tifa.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you talk to Aerith, you basically she literally says the line, "You can't fall in love with me."
Yep. I saw the clip. Yep. And not even like you can't fall in love with me because she knows
Mm-hmm.
she is.
No matter what happens, she is dead.
Yep. No, she knows, and I think some things have to transpire. Something because here's the thing: Aerith is linked to the planet, right?
Yeah.
So she is. So like to really get into it, right? She is linked to the planet's destiny. Even if Destiny is dead, Destiny is created from the planet too, right? So the
Yeah, the whole live stream thing, it literally controls every aspect of life. It's like, being born, dying,
exactly,
fate, destiny, or whatever. Yeah,
exactly, and she is 1-to-1 with that, right? So even she can't defy her destiny because it wasn't necessarily the will of the fates to decide that, right? They don't even have control over that. Her death is something the planet will make happen no matter what. So, because you can honestly say Aerith is the physical manifestation of the planet, and her death is such an epic arc of the original game, but also what it does to the story of how characters are affected and how just plot points happen and what happens to the planet once Aerith. It has to happen because you don't really have just a look at a story thing. If she doesn't die, then so many things just don't happen, right?
yeah.
So I think she's dead no matter what. I think her death could end up being. I think her death will happen maybe in the same way, but the lead up to it's going to be different. I feel like it'll
So
be something out of the blue when it. I think it'll be the same shot as Sephiroth coming down and doing it, but I think it's gonna be in a way where Cloud thinks he beat the death coming to her,
uh,
and then out of nowhere, Sephiroth's like, "Nope, JK, lol, aha, got you, man." So because that's what Sephiroth does.
you know what? There's a scenario I'm imagining that if it happens, I'm gonna be a little pissed off.
Oh, okay,
Um,
let me know.
and I can totally see it happening. Let's go into like Max's ranking. This is like level 4 fucking,
Okay, level 4 stuff.
insanity. All right, Sephiroth. So uh, Aerith is about to cast Holy, right?
Yep.
And so she's in that prayer pose and shit like that. Um, Cloud struggles to try not to kill her, succeeds. Sephiroth is flying down to stab her. Fucking Advent Children Sephiroth comes in and blocks it.
Dude, yo, you are not, dude. You are so right. You are actually, dude. I was actually thinking about this earlier, because here's the thing we didn't even get to.
I'm gonna be really pissed if that happens though.
We didn't even get to this whole other thing. There's so much we need to lead up to before we get to that part. Because the Sephiroth we're dealing with in this game is Advent Children Sephiroth. It is future Sephiroth, right?
But that's the thing. I don't actually know. Here's what I'm thinking. Right. What I'm thinking is it's not Advent Children Sephiroth. What it is Sephiroth. Um, like like how there's like these moments where like character it's like in another movie or game or something. I don't remember what it was, but essentially like the character didn't go back in time. They just received the memories that they gained in the future, right?
So you're thinking of that. Okay.
Basically what I'm thinking is similar to how Cloud is getting visions of the future. Current Sephiroth got a jolt of that, and so then he basically there aren't two Sephiroths running around. It's just our current Sephiroth having a vague idea of what happens in the future.
But there's definitely something that debunks that to me, which was part
Why?
of Sephiroth Nephrine knows everything. There's no vague idea to Sephiroth, right?
Well, okay, maybe not a vague idea, but I don't think there are two Sephiroths at the very least.
I don't know there's two Sephiroths either. But I think that'll be very interesting.
But I can totally see Nomura doing that, and that's what scares me.
I wouldn't mind being two Sephiroths.
Why would there be? But what would that accomplish?
Technically, there is hundreds of Sephiroths because his clone, he can just make a clone into him, just a weaker version of him.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They're not. They're not
actually him.
Actually, yeah.
But oh, man. So here's the big thing, right? I think something we should talk about is the singularity point. I think that's the most important part of the game, right?
Are you saying the singularity point is like Aerith's death, or
no? The singularity point is when they leave Midgar and they have to fight the
when they're literally fighting fate.
Okay. They're fighting fate. That is a point of singularity, which explains the Zack thing, which explains a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
So there's something crazy shit in that fight, right? So what Max was saying, which I mean, it totally makes sense. Those three wisps you are fighting, right? The three whispers you fight are Kadaj, Lauz, and Yizo, right? That is insane. It is the three Sephiroth clones, the three children.
Yeah, but their description doesn't make sense.
Dude, it makes sense, and they're the same element as in that one book because they all have an element to them, and all three of them are the right element. They all have the right weapon. Yeah, they are Bree. They totally are Bree.
It's incredibly likely because their weapons. So like,
weapons are the same.
The one who was supposed to be Cloud, quote unquote, just has a one-handed sword. The other one is like a boxer, but they have a lightning element, and that one dude had the lightning glove thing. They only had one glove, I think, or something. And the other guy had guns, but he had two guns.
Yep. It is the Advent Children. And Who see? And here's the thing that we need to realize: Sephiroth had control of Fate this entire time. Sephiroth wanted us to kill Fate, but he also had control of it the entire time.
He was basically baiting Cloud and all of them into doing what he ultimately wanted.
Yep.
It was like, and here's the thing that I'm curious about, right? If he's so strong, why couldn't he do it himself?
And which
I
is
have a
unexplained.
sneaking suspicion. I have a sneaking suspicion he couldn't.
Yeah, probably.
He just could not. He actually, like, because again, when they're fighting Sephiroth, he's not actually like, fighting them to kill them. He's just doing it again to get Cloud alone with him to fuck with him even more. And I don't think he was actually capable of killing the time ghosts or
Well,
plot ghosts, whatever they're called.
here's my
So
thing too. Sephiroth's also the one in the middle is Sephiroth. The big one, the Kingdom Hearts looking monster, is Sephiroth in the future.
yeah.
Because
Oh wait, you cut off for a
oh,
bit.
okay. The one so you know the three wisps we already said, the Advent Children, right? The one in the middle is Sephiroth
Yeah.
at the end of time. Whatever Sephiroth did to control fate is he became that became him, that the monster in the middle, right?
Okay, but why?
Because
Okay, but
if the evidence there is the Max thing is here. So the name of it's like the Harbinger of something, right? The keyword's Harbinger, right? In Advent
mhm.
Children, there is a song that plays when Sephiroth comes on the screen. It's his theme, and it's called like Harbinger of something, right? It's essentially the
Okay.
same thing. It is, and because it's the Advent Children, right, who are you're fighting to use against Sephiroth in this
Yeah,
moment. I
but that
feel.
doesn't make sense because like there's two because okay, if that's Advent Children Sephiroth,
Mhm.
but then the Harbinger is also Advent Children Sephiroth. It's just that now we have like fucking three Sephiroths.
Well, it's a singularity, right?
Yeah, and I get that, but
So
why would that Sephiroth want to
there
keep
at one
things the way they are?
well that means at some point in the timeline, at some point maybe way later, Sephiroth post Advent Children, the Sephiroth has taken over Fate because he's also in control of Fate, right? Like he's obviously, you know, doing all this stuff on purpose. He's not afraid of the Wisp, but he can't remove the Wisp. But he has to be able to control them some, right? Because obviously he's like he's doing his thing with the Wisp, and he's just like he doesn't even give a shit. He's just like fuck these guys. I just need to bait Cloud into destroying them, but he obviously has some powers with them. So
Yeah.
he and the Wisp obviously wouldn't just become the Advent Children for no reason. It has to be someone who can control them, right? So at some point in history, those Advent Children are transformed into Wisp
Oh
monsters, right?
shit.
So Sephiroth had to do that, and Sephiroth's obviously linked to them genetically. So I feel like Sephiroth has the ability genetically to do that if he ascends to that form, because it is a singularity. At one point, Sephiroth does that. He becomes that, and now he is freed from that. Maybe, oh my god, dude, maybe killing that.
I just
What?
I just realized something.
Oh yeah.
Whisper Bahamut is Bahamut Sin from Advent Children.
Yep. Yep. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. I was bringing
Yeah,
that up.
I didn't think about that
They
actually.
they fuse into Bahamut, the Advent Children. They fuse into Bahamut. You fight Bahamut, which is all from Advent Children, Bahamut Sin.
Yep, yep, yep. That yeah, yep, yep.
Like it is literally Advent Children.
But here's okay. Here's my other thing. Here's my other thing. Um, I still don't think. I still don't think that harbinger or whatever of fate is Sephiroth. I think it's something else entirely because he doesn't want fate to continue the way it does.
Yeah, he
It
doesn't.
makes sense if Kadaj and all of them want that because, you know, obviously they want to exist or some shit weird like that. Like but
Well, they don't exist
they want to
yet.
fight for the. I know, but they're fighting for the future that they exist in. Correct?
but they don't have control of themselves. They are
No, I
part of
know,
this
but like,
harbinger. That's my thing, right? Like these are obviously like they're mutated beyond recognition at this point, and they're being controlled, right? The Kadaji and all of them wouldn't want to be doing any of this stuff. You know, it doesn't make sense. They don't have an actual stake, a physical stake in it. They would want this stuff. I mean, I don't know. It is cloudy and murky, but the whole they transform to Bahamut too. Like, come on, that's super Sephiroth stuff. My point.
yeah. I mean, and like Rio is also is mentioning here, like, why would he do that if he is already Fate? Then why would he have Cloud destroy himself? But like,
Because I think the thing you said, I also agree with you before. I don't think he can't
okay,
destroy Fate. He needs Cloud to destroy Fate, right? But how does he make Fate active? So he needs to trigger these Fate monsters to exist, right? The plot goes. He needs to trigger the plot goes to be even a thing, right? Which is why he's gonna butterfly effect the time. I
it's
think,
screwing up with the timeline.
yeah. So I think what he needed to do was to destroy Fate, so he could ascend to his ultimate power, right?
Yeah.
I so like what I'm saying is Sephiroth was chained. He had limiters on him, right? He couldn't accomplish his ultimate goal unless Fate was gone. And so he became one with Fate so he can use himself to bait out Cloud and company to destroy Fate, which they think is the good thing to do. In reality, they destroyed Fate so Sephiroth can do the ultimate thing. And somehow through it, Sephiroth, way before the game happened or after, or whatever, you know, because time is a singularity,
Yeah.
Sephiroth takes over Fate. Because I mean, he's definitely controlling them to a degree. Like Fate obviously is a force of nature and it will do what it wants to do itself, but the fact that it's the Advent Children and then Bahamut comes out, it's just I mean, we don't have all the answers, so and we're obviously
No, no,
speculating.
we definitely don't.
Yeah.
It's just speculation, really. But I think how to explain it? I just I'm not sure like how they're going about it with like what Sephiroth Advent Children is doing versus what Sephiroth Current is doing. I actually think every time we saw a Sephiroth using the clones,
Hmm.
it's current Sephiroth. But every time we saw Sephiroth kind of doing his own shit, it was Advent Children Sephiroth.
See, and that's confusing to me because I'm not sure if we have one Sephiroth or two Sephiroths. You know, because is there
I'm
still a
pretty sure.
Sephiroth in the crystal? There has to be, right?
I I'm pretty sure there's two. There's no way there aren't two. There's no way at this point. Like, because anytime Sephiroth uses the clones, it has to be current one because that's how he did it last time, right?
I mean, yes, yeah. I mean, yeah. It would have to be, right?
So, but but every other time Sephiroth wasn't using a clone. Well, actually, no, he was using a clone. Hmm.
But here's the thing, though: the Sephiroths would obviously work together. If there's two, they would work together, right?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Because remember, Advent Children Sephiroth is probably it would do things in the shadows to prevent the current Sephiroth from fucking things up, from fucking things up.
I
He
mean,
still wants because Sephiroth still wants certain events to happen,
yeah.
but not the ones that lead to his defeat.
Hmm. Yeah, but that's the whole point of destroying Fate, right?
Yeah.
Because if Sephiroth became Fate, that means he was in this. He was the singularity. He was a singularity, I think, right? And since he
Mm-hmm.
can talk to everyone through his genes, who has the Genova gene, right? Wouldn't he been communicating with his Sephiroth, the quote real one? Because who's even real at this point? Because Sephiroth is honestly a virus, which is what he
Well, okay,
really is.
we know Sephiroth, the real one, is like the fucked up one with like the no bottom, like only top torso,
Yeah.
the top half of his yeah.
But
So like we know that's the
yes, but
because that's the Sephiroth from Nibelheim that fell down and shit
yeah,
and was defeated by Cloud.
that's like that's the Sephiroth with still the physical manifestation of him.
Yeah,
This Advent Children Sephiroth is just a virus that's alive.
basically, yeah.
It's a virus that can take physical form. You know.
Mm-hmm. As long as you were a clone or affected by geostigma or shit like that.
Yeah, but like, I want. Oh, wait. Maybe Advent Children Sephiroth needs to regain his body back to hit his strongest point.
Well, he definitely would, yeah.
So he's gonna. Oh, so he's gonna meet with the clone, well, the real one in the crystal, and then he's gonna scoop him up. He's just gonna take over his existence. And
like he just gets rid of old current Sephiroth and replaces him.
yep, exactly.
But yeah, I guess
Because
maybe.
it's the same body, right? Like it's gonna be the same because it's if you look at them as two spirits in one vessel, this new spirit could just remove the old one because it's a stronger spirit because it's Sephiroth. You know, it's
You want to know, but here's the thing, right? Why did he extend an olive branch to Cloud
all right.
at the end there?
Okay, so the Sephiroth at the edge of creation, right, with Cloud,
That's Advent Children.
right? That is, but that is also a different Sephiroth too. I think that's the real Sephiroth. I think it's the first time we see the real Sephiroth in the entire game.
Mm-mm. No,
Like,
no.
Not like the Advent Children Sephiroth. What I mean.
Oh, wait, real Sephiroth. Okay, let's just to clarify. Real Sephiroth is one in the crystal, and then we'll just say Advent
Okay,
Children.
Advent Children. This is the first time you see him for real. Like the other times, I think in the beginning of the game that is Advent Children Sephiroth, but you don't actually see him because he's just in Cloud's head. I think in that moment, Cloud is actually next to the real Advent Children Sephiroth, and he says the 7 seconds line. And it's
People,
I don't think it's the air theft thing.
people did the math actually. So it's two things: time until meteor hits, and time it takes to kill Earth.
I think it's Meteor.
I think it's another like 4D chess bullshit thing where
Oh,
he's like, ooh, both of them are 7 seconds, and then he's trying to like trick Cloud into going, oh, obviously I gotta save Aerith, and then
oh
he's like,
yeah,
aha, you're out of the 7 seconds for Meteor, bitch, and then he kills everyone.
true. That could happen. What do you think they'll bring Genesis back since there's a service in that Genesis was secret, and we haven't gotten anything except Crisis Core? I don't think Genesis will come back for one reason. There's like apparently a legal reason that the dude who voiced Genesis actually
Oh yeah, because he's based off of the
because
real
he's based
person.
off of him, and they
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
use him without his permission, and I don't know get his permission.
I
Or
mean,
actually does it?
they could use Genesis. It just isn't. It's quote unquote Genesis, not actually Genesis.
They, I don't want to see. I don't want to see Angeal. I don't want to see Genesis. Like
I don't want to see Genesis either personally.
I don't want to see Angeal. I don't want like it's irrelevant to the plot to me.
Isn't he already done though?
He is. They're both
like,
dead. They're both super
he
dead.
doesn't have he doesn't have like the what do you call it? The capabilities that Sephiroth has.
No, he's not Sephiroth.
Yeah.
He can't come back. Zach made sure he can't come back. But also, like, if he came back, who cares? Sephiroth kills him one hit. Like, if Genesis showed up, it would just be a moment to show off how strong Sephiroth is. Sephiroth is obliterated. Yeah, but will they even respect the version of Cerberus? But also, the version of Cerberus is later. So maybe, but at this point in the timeline, like, Genesis could still be dead.
Dirge of Cerberus does not exist. I don't.
Yeah, that's also a terrible game. Maybe it'll just wipe it from the
It needs to be erased entirely.
Yeah. Also, oh yeah, because of the singularity talk, right? Because the fate is gone, right? So anything can happen. everyone who is in the singularity is unaffected by the effects of the singularity.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is why Briggs is alive, because he was affected by the singularity. Because if the ghosts cease to exist, they never existed, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. What?
So he's alive because the ghost never killed him.
Okay, you know what I'm suspecting? The Bigs we're seeing is not the Bigs in this timeline.
I think it's the Biggs in our timeline, but he's not going to remember. He's not going to know who Cloud and Company. He's not going to know what Avalanche is. He's not going to.
Dude, I hope that's not a thing because like it's like the whole thing of like Max's like thing about like Jesse all of a
Oh,
sudden showing up in.
I agree. I think that's a real
I'm
dude.
just I'm like nope, I do not want that. Please, Jesse died.
Nope.
She will stay dead.
Nope.
I want to be sad.
He's alive. Jesse's alive because
No,
the plot ghost never killed her.
What is the point? The plot ghost never did actually kill her. They weren't doing anything to her when she. Oh, no,
they were there. They showed up. We didn't see
they
what
were
they did.
around her. Yeah, they were around her.
You assume they did something to fuck with her, right? You have to because they showed up, and then she.
Yeah,
died.
that's true, I guess. But it's like, damn. Okay, here's the thing. What is this game just gonna end up being? Where a thing where like, okay, every death that occurred in original Final Fantasy is no longer gonna happen, so the stakes are gone.
No, I don't think that.
I don't. I mean, well, here's the thing: if literally everyone who died, except for President Shinra, literally everyone who died so far is alive now. So where is the narrative push?
Well, I think Air still dies. Here's my thing. I think
yeah, but that could
these
be at the end of part 2.
I think Jessie is gonna be there to show off. Okay, she's gonna be at Golden Saucer. She's gonna be alive. She's gonna be the leading lady at a theater show or whatever.
Her right? Dad's gonna be there.
Her dad's gonna be there, dude. Because they set all this shit up. Oh man, dude, I totally agree. So like,
oh yeah, I think Zach's gonna die too.
Zach's gonna die.
Yeah,
completely. But and then so when they see Jessie, it's gonna be their first moment of like, oh, what this? I mean, their first moment like this doesn't make any sense, right? This makes no sense. And then they're gonna go to Cosmo Canyon, talk to that one dude, and be like, hey, time and space and everything is linked to the life stream, and explain essentially plot dump of how the singularity affected everything, and how everyone who was affected by the plot ghost before are unaffected now, and they went down a path if they were removed from the main party. So Jessie would still be the leading lady, Briggs will be doing whatever he is, Wedge is doing whatever he is, right?
Yeah, but did plot ghosts cause her... Because the whole thing about Jessie joining Avalanche is her dad going into that coma from Mako poisoning. So did plot ghosts actually keep her dad there? Because he just fainted from overexhaustion.
Well, her reason for joining Avalanche is because he got Mako poisoning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He fainted from overexhaustion.
So he wouldn't faint because that would be the time change. That would be the change in time. So she would never join Avalanche.
But there wasn't the. What do you call it? There was no implication of plot ghosts affecting her dad, causing him to stay there.
But I think something needs to happen so she never joins Avalanche in the first place.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Avalanche. Okay, plot ghosts only started really being a thing when Sephiroth. When Sephiroth started screwing things up, right?
Yeah.
Her dad fainting would have been before when Sephiroth started screwing things up.
You're right. I'm not saying this makes 100% sense, but I think this is how
you're just speculating. Yeah,
this is how they rectify it. Because
that doesn't make sense though. So they shouldn't do it that way. Jessie should stay dead.
It makes sense to me. Well, here's the thing: they made Jessie too much into a character for her just to die, and it was a very unceremonious. It was a bad death, you know. It was not. They could have done so much better. So I think she's actually just gonna be alive. Also, maybe her dad doesn't come back, so they can just have Jessie still be alive and still have her dad in a coma. But
Oh, dude. Wait, how is that a bad death?
well, I think her.
It was sad.
Well, I think her death sucks because she's like, I got a grenade. Black screen. Come back later. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah,
Like they didn't show. They should have showed what actually happened to her. You
you
just.
want to show her getting blown up.
I want to see. Yeah, and she took out the helicopter apparently too. I want to see this. I felt.
Well, I think the only reason they did that was like just how they were doing the game because like there's no blood and which I that's like another thing that I'm kind of like a little annoyed at. It's like you can still make a T-rated game with blood in it, and it's just like that whole scene where Sephiroth like massacres everyone. It was supposed to be there.
Oh my god! I didn't even realize that no blood. I actually didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I mean when President Shinra gets stabbed right through the chest, there's like this weird like smoke coming out of the wound or some shit.
Oh yeah, it's like a heated blade.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, because it's like cauterizing the wound. That's actually so fun. Damn, damn. I didn't even realize that. Oh, well, okay. So Jesse lives, and Briggs is alive. Wedge is alive.
we don't know what the hell happens to Wedge actually.
He got sucked by the plot ghosts that don't exist anymore.
So where is he?
Oh, he has ghost smoke because he is a fate, dude. Yo, there you go. Confirmed. More confirmation that Sephiroth has control over the face. He has ghost smoke. That is ghost smoke.
Oh, I guess yeah.
Yeah, because he was smoking the entire time too. When he was moving, he just had that the wisp like effect on him too. Oh yeah, no, he's totally the harbinger. Totally the harbinger. But he doesn't give a shit because Sephiroth can't die. You kill one part of Sephiroth, it doesn't matter. You know?
That's why I'm thinking. Oh, I was mentioning this to my other friend when we were having the discussion. I honestly think what they're trying to do is this set of games, whether it's a trilogy or more, is going to lead to the culmination of Sephiroth truly dies.
Of course.
Like the ending of this Final Fantasy VII is Sephiroth is actually dead in every sense of the word.
Yep. I think how they're gonna do it is they will take him to the edge of creation and make sure he never existed. Because that's sort of the only
before
thing.
he was born.
I mean, sort of, but I think it's gonna be one of those things where like they may honestly give him. Oh man, what is the death of that one character? Shit, what's his name? JoJo's. Cars. They're gonna cars him.
Cars.
They're gonna give him the Cars death, where he can't.
Oh, that's mean.
For Sephiroth, yeah, Sephiroth can't die, right? You can't kill Sephiroth, but you can make him so he can never come back.
Oh, that's what you. Okay, I was mixing up two different characters.
Yeah, yeah. Just send him out into space forever, like and
freeze.
Yep, yep.
He'll be just like his mom, Genova. Holy shit,
dude! Wait, did I just figure out the ending? Holy shit! They would.
Yeah, he'll be floating in space like his mom.
Dude, figure it out. The ending. There you go. That's it. That's how they're gonna beat him. It's the only way because he's a virus. You know. Well, like if he's not near,
throw it into space.
Ah. Oh my god, I'm having epiphanies in the entire chat. Like,
let's message Max. We figured out the ending.
Dude. And also the ending, I completely think Cloud and Zack are gonna do it together.
No, I don't want that.
Zack
as much as I love Zack, I kind of want him to just not be in their timeline.
Well, he's not in their timeline. He's in a different timeline.
Well, actually, wait. You know what? Okay, I'll accept it. They both are working together to kill Sephiroth without knowledge of helping each other out,
yep.
Or they have some vague idea that they're helping each other out, but they're doing it in their own versions. So, like when Cloud is fighting Sephiroth, Zack is fighting Sephiroth, but they're doing it in their own timelines.
Yes.
So they basically have to kill Sephiroth, like not like you have to kill Sephiroth in both
Yep.
to like get him to like be in one place, and so then that way,
I agree.
and then the other timeline gets destroyed forever, and then Zack actually dies.
So what I think's gonna happen is they're both gonna have their final fight with Sephiroth, or you think it's the final fight. They're gonna both have that confrontation, right? And Sephiroth's not ready for this moment because Sephiroth in this timeline was not ready for Zack to come out, right? He didn't. It was not a calculation of his. It's his one mistake that he made was Zack being alive.
Just like his one mistake was killing Aerith. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna. I also totally think we're gonna play as Zack at some.
Oh, 100%. There is literally no doubt because all you have to do is, I mean, Zack and Cloud will share the. A lot of characters in these games share the same. No, well, not moveset. So they're definitely gonna change up his attacks a bit to make it so that
a little bit. He's gonna be like a. What did
he's got his own like moveset, but with Unreal Engine, this is like my experience talking right now. With Unreal Engine, you typically have these things called mannequins, which are the base rigs that Unreal provides. Now, I don't know if they're using mannequins per se. I feel like they would, but essentially, you can take that and any animations you put on that rig, you can throw it on another character.
Oh yeah,
so
dude.
They basically already have Zack.
Room and just change up a little bit to it.
Yep.
Yeah, and there you go. You got the animations, and then just change up the model, obviously, because it's Zack and not Cloud. So
It's not even changing. You literally just take the model and paste it on there.
Oh
because
damn.
the rig is the same. Yeah, it's like keeping the skeleton, but then throwing the skin, meat, and bones on top of another person.
Hi Breeze Dad. Hi Dean. Yeah, no, that's totally awesome. That it's pretty easy.
It's not like super easy, but it is like on that side of things. It's like you can, if you really want to like simplify things. Like you'll notice a lot of the NPCs kind of have similar body shapes.
Yep.
That's because they all share the same rig.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and you can just adjust it after that.
Yep.
Make slight edits to make them unique.
Quote unquote unique. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. That totally makes sense and definitely saves time and making something ground up.
So they basically already have Zack if they wanted to go that route.
Why is Wedge a square? I mean, they just added fat to the model. There you go.
Here's another thing. That's gonna be interesting. So I have a feeling they're gonna try to fake us out by thinking Zack is alive. I'm a little suspicious that what's gonna happen is we start out the next game. Zack is walking with Cloud. Zack gets shot in the back. Cloud wakes up, kills the dude, kills Zack, and then you basically have the same thing where Zack isn't alive, but it's just another timeline. Because Chaps is still different.
Yep.
But I mean, who knows? Who knows? Well, I'm pretty sure they're gonna keep Zack alive. They wouldn't show him that much, or this early if they didn't. So
exactly, I think Zack is gonna be. I think what's gonna happen is Cloud beats Sephiroth in his timeline. Zack beats Sephiroth in his timeline, but within the timeline of the reality world, right?
There's two branching timelines.
Yeah.
You kill Sephiroth in both. It culminates into one singular time.
But I think you have to beat both to get to the real Sephiroth. Because there is
that's eventually.
You muted yourself.
Oh, sorry.
You muted your mic.
I hit the button by accident. Oops. Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, he. Shoot, what was I saying? Yeah, it's gonna like converge into one single moment where Sephiroth is truly defeated, and then what I think is to like up the sad factor. Everything kind of goes back to what it originally was in the initial ending of Final Fantasy VII, Zack no longer will exist. Um,
Dude,
yeah,
dude, what if?
Jesse, Biggs will no longer. Yeah,
Oh man,
so they still get to kill everyone. They just
what?
get to do it a different way.
What if they kill Sephiroth and he's erased from the timeline?
That I think I was saying that's it. I think that's the only way to kill him,
But
like to truly,
my God, and then you get to see where everyone was, but no one knows each other besides obviously Cloud and Tifa.
I don't. Mm, I don't know if it would reset like
Oh,
that per
what if
se.
they do a Persona 3 ending where they all everyone essentially they beat the big bad. They all have their memory wiped, but they all know on this one day to meet together, and then that's the moment they
No,
realize,
no,
oh my God, dude, they could do a Persona
no,
3 ending.
no, 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 no. I don't like that.
I
Get
mean,
out of here.
dude,
Go away.
Nomura.
No, go away. Shoot, be gone.
Oh man, dude, I don't know how they're gonna end it, but I think part two is gonna be pretty crazy. I think we're gonna have a lot of the same events though. I do think we're gonna have totally new events too.
I think we're gonna have totally new events, but I think we're gonna have like an instance of where, um, like I was mentioning before, what they're trying to do right now is fuck with us, just like how Sephiroth is fucking with Cloud. They want that thing where like, okay, um, ooh, things are different, and then you're expecting something to be different, then all of a sudden it happens, and you're like, oh, okay, guess that didn't change, and then rinse and repeat. They're basically just trying to trick you.
True.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like we're gonna get debated the entire time, as we
pretty
said
much
before.
is what it's. Yeah, yeah. They're gonna be like, oh, Aerith might survive, and it's like, yeah, Aerith might survive for people who don't want a good story.
Yeah, I mean, no, she's dead. I think there's no doubt in my mind she is dead. Aerith's dead. It's
And
gonna
then you
be
have to go snowboarding right afterwards to ease up your sorrow.
gosh. Well, that may be the start of the third game. We'll see though. We'll see what happens. Honest, I don't know. They can end it on. I mean, it is a great ending to end it on Aerith's death.
Yes, are you kidding, dude? Oh my god! Look, here's how you can do it. Right? You can have Aerith alive in one timeline, the Zack one, and then you can have Aerith dead in the other timeline. So you get best of both worlds.
Oh, I hate that actually. But that's true though. Aerith's gonna be
But
alive.
as long as you don't, as long as they don't interact with each other, I personally just do not want them interacting with each other. If they're interacting, it's like very passive, like them doing something affects something else kind of deal, right? But I don't want them
Oh,
ever actually acknowledging each other.
but Aerith totally knows Zack is alive in another timeline because Zack walked by them. Aerith knows because
Yeah,
Aerith is also has the power of essentially Sephiroth and knowing everything. He probably knows too, because her
but
connection to Zack and the planet.
I know I know how to make Brie upset about this. Yeah, Zack wouldn't let Aerith die. He'd die for her.
Sure, he would die for her. Oh,
He
what
would
if?
fall on the sword.
Yo, what if Zack gets killed instead of Aerith somehow, and then Aerith dies anyways? What if Air? Okay, I think Aerith's death is predestined, no matter what, cannot change. But I think you can change how she dies, but she has to die, right?
Stop.
Oh, what if Zack figures out a way to come to this timeline, right? Towards the end of the game. He fights Sephiroth. Sephiroth kills him. Cloud's like, oh my god, no, Zack, no. Aerith's like, oh my god, no. And then Sephiroth's gonna Sephiroth's gonna be like, yo, you're too slow.
What is he, Sonic now? Okay, this is getting
You
ridiculous.
get 7 seconds, dude.
No, no,
And
get out
just
of here.
gut Aerith in front of Cloud too, and then Cloud loses both. Again.
Get
Oh
out of
my
here.
god, dude. Yo, they have to. They gotta put Cloud
No,
into the coma harder.
dude, Cloud is gonna lose both. Okay, here's how it's gonna work. Cloud loses Aerith, and then And then at the end, when him and Zack fight Sephiroth, um, when Zack dies, like he fades away, kind of deal, dies. Uh, um, it's gonna be a Cloud that has already experienced death, and he's gonna be like he's gonna be sad, but it's gonna be more of like like goodbye old friend kind of thing,
Uh-huh.
you know? Yeah. So like Aerith dies, Cloud goes into coma. Um, we and then we get to the end. Cloud is with Zack after they defeated Sephiroth, and then Zack just like starts to fade away.
Yep. For some unknown, unexplained reason,
Well,
he'll.
it's because if the idea is um, we don't want two timelines to keep being a thing, we're gonna have to have them converge at one point. It'll basically reset to uh, it'll basically reset to what the original was, with Aerith dead, Zack dead.
But with an actual good ending.
Yeah, but with an actual good ending in the sense that Sephiroth is 100% dead.
Yeah, and humans aren't gone after 500 years on the planet. So,
Yeah,
because they say in the game, the Red 13 sees the vision. They all see the vision, but Red
yeah,
13
that's what
comments.
happens if we succeed, if we fail today.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is such a good line on. Like,
I think the only reason he said that is so that players, when they see Aerith's death in the flashback thing, whatever, they're like, oh, so Aerith isn't gonna die. It's like, nah, she's still gonna die. Yeah. It's gonna be just like Advent Children, where like Cloud sees Aerith walk back to Zack. It's just gonna be switched where Zack is walking towards Aerith.
yeah, true, actually. And then they're both dead.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, okay, how about another conversation? You think we'll get new parts?
No, I actually don't think we'll get any new party members. It doesn't make any sense why they would. The only new party members actually wait, I don't. Uh, actually, I'm gonna go back on that. In the other timeline with Zack, yes, but in
Hmm.
the timeline that we're playing in uh, with Cloud, no, it's gonna be the same thing.
So, what do you think so do you think we're gonna be playing as Zack to be have a whole party and play through the game, or do you think it's just gonna be like a chapter?
We're gonna. I think we're gonna be jumping between Zack and Cloud. That's gonna be two different like
Yeah.
scenarios.
So
And here's the thing: Zack is doing stuff in Midgar. Cloud is doing stuff outside of Midgar.
and I actually think that could happen for one reason, and to just increase game development, make it like so the game comes out faster. I don't think the game's gonna be open world. I think it'll
I
be
think it is.
big areas, but I think when you're traveling to areas in terms of chapters, you're gonna play
They,
as Zack in a whole other
they
area.
already they already did open world with 15. I can totally see them just doing that with 7.
I mean, I hope they do,
I,
but
I mean, I don't see why they won.
it's just because Midgar was so tiny.
Yeah, Midgar was tiny, but that's because it was.
Because it actually is tiny.
They took 10 hours. Yeah, they took 10 hours of content, stretch it to 40. So,
Exactly.
but like, I definitely think they're gonna make it open. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think personally, what I think is, yeah, I think open world gonna happen. I think we're gonna have all the towns, that you can access on disc 2 and everything, right? I
Mhm.
think we'll play as Zack in a one chapter. It will
I think we'll
just,
play it multiple times. It's just gonna be. It's not gonna be like Cloud where we can explore. It's just gonna be very structured missions with Zack.
I think it's gonna be
So
Sora to Riku type of situation.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, Sora, you get all the gameplay elements like exploring and shit. Zack, you get very focused missions that are kind of brief.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna be just crazy boss fights. I think they're gonna make the Zack parts insane, but very light in terms of how much. Because you're not gonna explore with Zack. Like the side quest will be with Cloud and all that. If there
Pretty
even
much.
is,
I
and there
mean,
may be way less side quests. how
It'll
big.
be like it'll be like 90-10. 90% Cloud, 10% Zach.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good split. And I also think they're not going to show Cloud for a while in the second game. I think they're gonna either
They're gonna throw us into Zach immediately.
they're either gonna throw us into we're gonna play as Zach first thing in the game,
Mm-hmm.
or and sort of do an MGS2 where you play a little bit of the game and really most of the game is you're playing as Cloud type of thing, and then
Yeah.
at the very end you play as Zach for some crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think you're just gonna play as Cloud for the majority and just gonna have Zach towards one of the end chapters, and then you have two chapters as Zach. One where you're introduced to him, what he's doing, what's going on in that world. Then another chapter where he does some crazy plot stuff that somehow affects his timeline a lot. That leads him closer to Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Because in his timeline, yeah, that's so weird. Think about a timeline where Zack's alive, but Sephiroth's still in a crystal. You know, that's like a weird thing to think about. Because what is Cloud doing? Is it barista? Like, what is he doing? Like, is Cloud just hanging out? Like,
I think Cloud will be like training with Zach essentially because they're, or actually, it's very possible Cloud might still be stuck in that comatose state
yeah, that could happen too.
because the thing that wakes up Cloud is uh, Zach's death. So Cloud might still be stuck in that Mako poison
Oh,
state.
true. And then Zack, and then you just replace every Cloud moment with, with
With Zach,
Zack
yeah,
and
but Zach won't like fall through and find Aerith. He'll actually go directly to Aerith,
yeah, but would
and
Zack
then
join Avalanche and do all that shit? Because he probably would.
yeah, he probably would work with Avalanche.
Dude, yeah, that's some crazy shit to think about. That hurts my head. I ain't gonna lie. Because this game is gonna be crazy when.
You're gonna get a scene where Tifo sees Cloud in like a coma-like state early on.
Oh yeah, no, it's. Oh man, dude, thinking about playing as Zack and the implications and
Mm-hmm.
what, and if and because we have to assume Sephiroth is all knowing in every timeline. You can assume is Sephiroth can come to one timeline, he can go to Zack's timeline, right? Why wouldn't he?
No, I mean, but you said it yourself. Sephiroth's one miscalculation is Zack,
Yeah, but he has to find out
so
about
he
him, right?
wouldn't. I mean, maybe later, but he wouldn't find out about him yet.
Yeah. So, well, what prob? Oh, okay. So
Oh, has he? I don't remember him talking with Avalanche in Crisis Core.
I don't either, but I'm sure it does happen because they need a something Crisis Core content. Here's my thing. Okay, is Sephiroth when Sephiroth became. Dude, it's so weird because this can go down any route. I think once Sephiroth becomes all Sephiroths in the terms of once Evan and Sephiroth gets that knowledge, I think it hit all the other Sephiroths too, potentially, right? I don't know. It interjects in my other theories, but maybe if this one is true, that's how Sephiroth would know Zack is alive. But he's like, where the hell's Cloud? He's like, what the? So,
No, Sephiroth uses Cloud because he's in that coma state, so it's easier to control him.
but if Cloud is, but maybe he doesn't need Cloud. Maybe he can use Zack instead.
No, you'd still use Cloud. Cloud is a clone.
Yeah, but because of but if Cloud doesn't become who he becomes, can he even use him?
He doesn't need to. He just needs his body. Because those guys are stupid weak.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
That's
other clones
true.
he does just fine with them. Yeah.
But because Cloud is a perfect, if Cloud doesn't wake up, does he count as a perfect clone? Because his body hasn't been able to take it. Maybe Cloud dies in that.
That'd be weird. I don't think he'd die. I don't think he would die.
I don't. That's super interesting. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, do you think we're gonna see that big snake dead outside of Midgar?
We better. Holy shit.
With
That's one of the
Sephiroth stabbing the shit out of it? Like, what the fuck?
that's one of the coolest things ever. It's
It
like,
is.
ah man, we can't beat this thing. It's too difficult. And then you just go through with the chocobo like, ha, that was easy. And then you just see like the reason it didn't chase you is because it was dead already, and Sephiroth like made a showing of it. Yeah.
Dude, there's definitely two Sephiroths. Because why would Advent Children Sephiroth do that? I mean, I guess he has to because he has to
Like
get
I said,
Cloud to get the black materia
Advent Children Sephiroth. If there are two Sephiroths, Advent Children Sephiroth will not interfere with current Sephiroth
until he has to.
until he feels like he has to. Yeah.
Probably until the black materia comes out.
Yeah, that's probably when we'll start seeing them like fucking with each other.
Because he needs the black materia to get meteor. So
yeah, so like he'll let current Sephiroth do whatever he pleases because current. Actually, I know for a fact it's not Advent Children Sephiroth that's carrying Genova. It's current Sephiroth because that's what he wanted.
well, okay, but do you think both Sephiroths were there then?
They were there, but they weren't. But again, Advent Children Sephiroth specifically does not interact with current Sephiroth. Current
Yes.
Sephiroth is the only one Advent Children Sephiroth will not like mess with.
Yeah.
Until much later.
Because Advent Children Sephiroth stabbed Barret.
Yeah.
Just to make a point. And he obviously knew Barret would come back to life because he is in control of the Wisp. I think it was just to literally show, I am almighty. I can kill your friend and bring him back to life. Is essentially what that scene tells you.
I'm actually not sure that was Advent Children Sephiroth.
I thought because the sword is wispy. I would have to rewatch it, but the sword is wispy.
Sword, you're not wrong about that. Yeah. The only reason I say that is because current Sephiroth wouldn't have cared to let them live. He would have just killed him outright if he was, there. The only reason he didn't kill them was because he already killed Shinra in the original, like way before they arrived. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because Shinra. Yeah, exactly. Shinra posted that before, but because the butterfly effect, he doesn't, and then he has to get killed then.
Yeah, so. and the way Sephiroth floats when he's on carrying Genova, floats up to the top. It's the same shit he does when he, like, remember when he threw the materia at Cloud and flew past him?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Dude, I am a big fan of two Sephiroth. I think the evidence is there. And also, I think Sephiroth, the Advent Children Bahamut shit, dude, is too, that's too, you it has to be, It just has to be.
Yeah.
So, Sephiroth definitely had some sort of control over the Wisp.
I will say I have a cautious optimism for what's going to happen next. I hope they do it well. But yeah, we'll just see.
We'll just see. I mean, I think, we'll just see. We're both obviously very excited. I still have more games to play. I just got to do hard mode and that.
But hey, we figured out how Sephiroth dies.
Yeah, we figured out how Sephiroth will honestly, I think he's gonna get carsed or get deleted, but I think the cars thing is funnier.
He's gonna end up in the same position his mother ended up in, floating in space.
It has to. Just has to. Alright, well, I think that's a good way to wrap up our very first episode of the Pancast. So thank you for everyone hung out this entire time. I know this episode ran long. I don't expect them to run this long.
Yeah, no.
It's usually probably gonna be a 2-hour podcast, 3-hour plus. Yeah, thanks for everyone who was stuck around and watched, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And you can follow Abdul here at Fawaz. Is on the here, and you can follow me at Hanfro_games. Enjoy the content. Please leave me a follow. And there will be another podcast next Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, most likely. You can check the schedule that I'll post on Monday for the upcoming stream week. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great time. Pick up Final Fantasy 7, you already have it, and you know, stay salty, guys.
Stay salty.
Yeah, stay salty.